In a world that screams for our attention, a world of glowing screens and endless notifications, there is a silent, ancient rhythm that we have all but forgotten. We feel it in the deepest parts of our being, a sense of running on a treadmill, hustling harder, dreaming bigger. Yet the landscape of true prosperity always seems to linger just beyond our reach. We work tirelessly. We climb ladders. We follow the rules of a game that promises success. Yet we often end the day feeling disconnected. Our deepest desires for freedom and abundance feeling more like distant echoes than an approaching reality. We fill our commutes and our quiet moments with audiobooks, absorbing the secrets of manifestation, the power of positive thinking, the philosophies of wealth taught by the great masters. We consume this wisdom, hoping it will be the key, the missing piece to unlock the life we crave. Yet, for so many of us, that wisdom remains a beautiful theory, a distant concept that struggles to take root in the soil of our daily lives. The principles feel true, but they lack a container, a framework. We are given powerful seeds of knowledge, but no one tells us when to plant them. What if the missing piece wasn't another book, another guru, or another technique to master? What if it was a clock, a cosmic planner that our ancestors lived by for millennia, a guide written not in ink, but in silver light across the velvet darkness of the night sky? This is the moon. We have been taught to see it as a mere rock in the sky, a passive ornement, when in truth, it is the silent conductor of life's great orchestra, the ultimate guide to the cycles of creation and release. This journey is not about learning a new philosophy. It is about remembering an ancient one. It is about taking the profound knowledge from the books we listen to and anchoring it to a real, tangible, and powerful, energetic cycle. It is about learning to manifest not just with our minds, but with the very rhythm of the universe itself, by aligning our intentions for wealth with the potent darkness of the new moon, and celebrating our harvest under the brilliant illumination of the full moon. We have been taught to measure our lives by the relentless ticking of a clock, a man-made invention that chops our existence into seconds, minutes, and hours, creating a frantic race against a finish line that is never truly there. Our calendars are grids of obligation, our days are lists of tasks, and our sense of progress is chained to a straight line, an arrow pointing forever forward, demanding more, faster. Now, this is the rhythm of the machine, not the rhythm of life. And deep within our souls, we feel the dissonance. We feel the exhaustion of swimming against a current we cannot see. But beyond the noise of our digital world, a different kind of time exists. It is the time kept by the cosmos itself, a magnificent, cyclical, and deeply feminine rhythm that has guided life on this planet for eons. Its metronome is the moon, and its heartbeat is the gentle, powerful pulse of the tides. This is the cosmic clock, and learning to read it is the first step in reclaiming our power and manifesting not from a place of force, but from a place of flow. The moon's influence is not a mystical belief. It is a physical, undeniable reality. We need only look to the great oceans. Twice a day, the gravitational pull of this silent sphere, 238,000 miles away, is powerful enough to lift trillions of tons of water, creating the ebb and flow of the tides. It is a force so immense it literally changes the shape of our planet on a daily basis. Now, consider this. The human body, your body, is composed of up to 60% water. The human brain and heart are almost 3/4 water. If the moon can command the vast, deep oceans, is it truly so difficult to believe that it exerts a subtle but profound pull on the oceans within us? This isn't superstition. It is physics. It is the subtle tide of our emotions, the quiet currents of our subconscious mind, the energetic pull that can leave us feeling introspective and quiet at one time of the month, and emotionally expressive and illuminated at another. For centuries, long before the invention of the sterile, white-walled hospital, healers, midwives, and community elders knew this. They observed that some nights were for quiet healing, and other nights, the energy was so high and bright, it was as if the veil between worlds grew thin. They knew that human emotion, like the ocean, has its own high and low tides, and the moon is its faithful guide. This wisdom was not confined to human wellness. It was the very foundation of our survival and prosperity. For thousands of years, the most successful farmers, the ones who coaxed abundance from the earth, practiced their craft by the signs. They didn't have spreadsheets or agricultural apps. They had the moon. They knew instinctively, through generations of observation, that seeds planted during the waxing phase, as the moon's light grew, would germinate with more vigor and produce stronger, healthier plants. They knew that harvesting root vegetables during the waning moon, as its light receded, would yield a crop that stored longer through the winter. This was a partnership. It was a dance of cooperation between human effort and cosmic energy. The animal kingdom lives by this same clock. Entire species of coral on the Great Barrier Reef spawn in unison on a single night, triggered by the light of the full moon. Countless species of birds and fish navigate their epic migrations by its steady light. Life, in its purest form, is synchronized with the moon. It is only modern humanity that has chosen to ignore the conductor, to try and play our own song out of tune with the great cosmic orchestra. This brings us to the most profound mental shift we must make. The shift from linear time to cyclical time. Linear time, the invention of the industrial age, is a tyrant. It tells you that you are always running late, that the past is gone forever, and the future is a source of anxiety. It is a straight line of endless production and consumption. In this model, an ending is a failure, a project that concludes, a job that is lost, a season of life that passes, is seen as a final, dead end. But this is not how the universe works. The universe operates in cycles, a circle. Day gives way to night, which gives way to a new day. Winter is not the death of nature, but a necessary, deep rest that allows for the explosive life of spring. A seed must be buried in darkness to sprout into the light. In cyclical time, an ending is never a failure. It is a sacred and necessary part of the process. It is the compost for the next beginning. When we live by the moon, we embrace this truth. We learn that there are times to plant and times to harvest, times to act and times to rest, times to speak and times to be silent. It removes the frantic pressure to be on all the time and replaces it with a deep, abiding trust in the process. We stop scattering our precious seeds of intention on any random Tuesday afternoon and wondering why they don't grow. We begin to act like the wise farmer, waiting for the perfect cosmic and energetic conditions to ensure our success. This cosmic clock has a map, a reliable energetic roadmap for creation that unfolds over approximately 29.5 days. It is a journey through 8 distinct energetic phases. It begins with the new moon, the moment of pure potential, a sacred darkness where we plant our seeds of intention. Then comes the waxing crescent, the first tender sprout of an idea, requiring faith and gentle first steps. The first quarter moon builds energy and momentum, often presenting the first challenges to test our resolve. The waxing gibbous is the final push, a time of refinement and anticipation as our creation nears completion. like a flower bud about to burst. Then, the peak. The full moon. A brilliant explosion of light, illumination, and harvest, where what we began in darkness is now fully revealed. Following this peak comes the waning gibbous, a time for sharing our harvest and expressing gratitude. The last quarter moon calls for release and pruning, letting go of what didn't work to make space for the new. And finally, the waning crescent, or balsamic moon, a time of deep surrender, rest, and dreaming. As we integrate the lessons of the cycle before the darkness of the new moon invites us to begin again. Within this beautiful, intricate dance, there are two primary poles of power, two moments in the cycle that serve as the great gateways for our manifestation rituals, the new moon and the full moon. Think of them as the inhale and the exhale of the universe. The new moon is the great cosmic inhale. It is when the moon is invisible in the sky, nestled between the earth and the sun. This is not emptiness, but a sacred void, a dark, fertile soil, pregnant with all potential. The energy is quiet, receptive, intuitive, and turned inward. It is the time the universe leans in close to listen to our most sincere, heartfelt whispers. It is not a time for loud declarations or forceful action. It is a time for dreaming, for planting, for setting a clear and powerful intention for what you wish to call into your life. The full moon, conversely, is the great cosmic exhale. It is a brilliant, powerful expression of energy. The sun's light fully illuminates the moon's face, and in turn, that light shines down upon the earth, illuminating everything, both the beautiful and the hidden. The energy is expressive, emotional, and turned outward. It is a time for celebration, for gratitude, for harvesting the rewards of the intentions you set. It is also a time of release, as its bright light reveals to us with perfect clarity what is blocking our path, what we must let go of to continue our growth. To put it simply, at the new moon, you plant the seed. At the full moon, you either harvest the flower or are shown the weeds that need to be pulled. Imagine, for a moment, that wise farmer from a forgotten time. He stands at the edge of his field. He has no clock, no calendar on the wall. His guide is the sky. As he sees the thinnest sliver of the new moon appear after a period of darkness, he knows this is the signal. He doesn't rush frantically. He calmly, and with reverence, takes his best seeds, the ones he saved from the last great harvest, and he plants them in the most fertile, well-prepared soil. He is not just planting a seed, he is planting a dream of abundance for his family. He trusts the darkness. He trusts the process. As the moon grows in the sky, he takes inspired action, watering and tending to the young sprouts. Then, under the magnificent, bright glow of the full moon, he sees his crop in its full glory. He gathers his loved ones, and they celebrate the harvest, giving thanks to the earth and the sky for their bounty. He lived his entire life in partnership with this cosmic rhythm. We, too, are farmers, but our field is our consciousness. Our soil is our belief system, and our seeds are our deepest intentions for wealth, for health, for love, for freedom. For too long, we have been living out of sync, scattering these precious seeds at random onto unprepared ground, wondering why our lives do not bear the fruit we desire. We have forgotten the clock, but it is still there, waiting patiently for us to look up. Now that we have rediscovered this cosmic clock and understood its magnificent rhythm, the first step in our practical journey is not to rush out and act. Just as the wise farmer would never plant in barren, unprepared soil, Our first task is to tend to our own inner landscape. We must prepare the very ground where our seeds of prosperity will be planted. We must learn the sacred art of creating space. Before the wise farmer plants a single seed, he walks the field. He does not simply toss his precious cargo onto just any patch of ground. He feels the soil. He pulls the tenacious weeds. He removes the heavy stones. And he breaks up the old, dead roots from harvests long past. He knows a profound and simple truth that we have forgotten: new life cannot grow in a space that is already full. The quality of the harvest is determined long before the seed is ever planted. It is determined by the quality and preparation of the field itself. Your home, your office, your personal space. This is your energetic field. And before we can even begin to whisper our intentions for wealth and abundance to the new moon, we must first walk our own field and begin the sacred work of clearing the space. This is not a chore. It is a ritual. This is the art of decluttering your universe. There is an ancient hermetic principle, a whisper of wisdom that has echoed through mystery schools for thousands of years. As without, so within. This is not a metaphor. It is a statement of energetic fact. Your external world is a direct, physical mirror of your internal state of being. Walk into your home right now and look at it with new eyes. What does it reflect back to you? A space that is cluttered, disorganized, and filled with objects that are broken or unused is mirroring back a mind that is also cluttered, a spirit that is heavy, and an energy field that is stagnant. Every pile of unopened mail screams procrastination. Every closet overflowing with clothes you never wear whispers indecision and lack of self-worth. Every broken object sitting on a shelf sighs neglect. These are not silent things. They are constantly broadcasting low-frequency signals to your subconscious mind, creating a persistent, underlying hum of stress that drains your vital life force. It is impossible to feel expansive, abundant, and ready to receive when your environment is physically and energetically shouting that you are overwhelmed and stuck. Now, imagine the alternative. Imagine a space that is clear, clean, and contains only objects that you find beautiful or useful. A space where there is light and air and room to move. This physical clarity creates mental clarity. It is an act of profound self-respect. It sends a powerful message to the universe and to yourself. I am worthy of peace. I am creating a vacuum for new and wonderful things to enter my life. I am open and I am ready to receive. You cannot invite a new, prosperous future into a home that is still full of relics from a past you wish to leave behind. Abundance needs a place to land. Opportunity needs space to breathe. By clearing your physical environment, you are not just tidying up. You are performing a powerful act of manifestation. You are physically making room for the wealth, the joy, and the peace you are about to call in. The process of physical decluttering, when approached with intention, becomes a sacred archaeological dig into your own soul. It is not about creating a minimalist, sterile environment. It is about becoming a ruthless curator of your own energy. The best way to begin is not room by room, which can feel overwhelming, but category by category. Start with your clothes, then move to books, papers, miscellaneous items. Take every single item from a category and place it in a pile. Then, you must hold each object in your hands and act as the gatekeeper to your own future. Ask it, and yourself, a series of honest questions. Does this object represent the vibrant, abundant person I am becoming? Or does it chain me to a past I am ready to release? When I look at this, does my energy rise or fall? Am I keeping this out of genuine love and usefulness? Or out of a sense of fear, guilt, or obligation. Be radically honest. That expensive dress you never wear but keep because you feel guilty about the cost is a monument to a past financial mistake. Broadcasting guilt. Let it go. Those books on your shelf about a career you no longer want are anchors to a timeline you have chosen to abandon. Let them go. Every object you touch will have one of four fates. The first is to keep. You keep it only if it serves your highest good. If it makes you feel joyful, powerful, and aligned with the future you are building. The second is to donate if an object is still useful but no longer serves your story. You release it with gratitude, allowing its energy to flow on and bless someone else. This act of giving away what is no longer needed is a powerful statement of trust in abundance. The third is to repair. If something is broken but you truly love it, you make a conscious commitment to restore its value, transforming an object of neglect into an object of care. The final fate is to release for things that are beyond use. You thank them for their service, for the lesson they taught or the comfort they provided, and you let them go completely. Pay special attention to the altars of your abundance, your wallet, your purse, your desk. Clear out the old receipts, the crumpled bills, the expired cards. Make your wallet a beautiful, respectful home for your money. Clear the piles of paper from your desk, resolving, filing, or discarding each one. Your desk should be a clear runway for your creative and financial success, not a graveyard of unresolved decisions. There is a story of a woman named Eleanor who felt completely and utterly stuck. Her job was a dead end. Her finances were a source of constant anxiety, and she felt invisible to the world. Her small apartment was a perfect reflection of this inner state. It was a museum of past failures and forgotten dreams. Boxes from a previous relationship gathered dust in a corner. Her closet was a sarcophagus of clothes for a person she no longer was. Piles of unfinished projects and books she felt obligated to read littered every surface. One Saturday, feeling suffocated by her own life, she decided she would just clear one small corner of her living room. She filled a single trash bag, and as she tied it shut, she felt a shift. A tiny pocket of air, of lightness, had been created. That feeling was so addictive. She continued for 2 days. She worked with a fervor she hadn't felt in years. As she shredded old bank statements filled with dread, she felt a literal weight lift from her shoulders. As she packed up clothes from a painful breakup, she felt her own power, her own identity, returning to her. As she cleared her cluttered desk, she found something buried beneath a mountain of bills and junk mail, a sketchbook from years ago. In it were designs for jewelry, intricate and beautiful ideas she had completely forgotten. The clear space in her home had created a clear space in her mind. Within a month, fueled by this new energy, she had started a small online store. The act of clearing the old, stagnant energy had literally uncovered the opportunity that had been lying dormant all along, buried under the weight of her past. In our modern world, our universe extends beyond our physical walls. We must also perform a digital declutter. Your computer desktop, if it is a chaotic mess of hundreds of files and icons, is a digital mirror of a scattered mind. Your email inbox, with its thousands of unread messages, is a swamp of unresolved energy. Each email a tiny, silent demand on your subconscious. Be ruthless. Unsubscribe from every mailing list that doesn't bring you joy or genuine value. Archive. What is complete? Create a simple folder system. Your inbox should be a tool for communication, not a source of constant, low-grade anxiety. And most importantly, curate your social media feeds. This is a vital form of energetic hygiene. As you scroll, notice how you feel. If an account consistently triggers feelings of comparison, jealousy, or a sense of lack, unfollow it immediately and without guilt. Your social media feed should be a vision board for your future, not a highlight reel of other people's lives designed to make you feel small. Fill it with artists who inspire you, entrepreneurs who motivate you, and beauty that uplifts you. Protect your mind as fiercely as you would protect your home. Once the physical and digital clutter has been removed, the space is clean, but the energetic residue, like a fine layer of dust, may remain. The final step in creating sacred space is to perform an energetic cleansing. This is the act of polishing the temple. The most ancient and powerful method is smudging, using the smoke of sacred plants like white sage or Palo Santo. Open a window to allow the old energy to leave. Light the smudge stick and gently blow it out so it smolders. Walk through your space, allowing the smoke to drift into every corner, every closet. As the smoke rises, it attaches itself to any heavy, stagnant energy and carries it away, purifying the room. Another method is sound. The high-frequency vibrations of a bell, a singing bowl, or even the sharp sound of clapping your hands can literally shatter dense, stuck energy patterns, instantly raising the vibration of a room. You can also use salt, a powerful crystalline mineral known for absorbing negativity. Placing small bowls of sea salt in the corners of a room for a day or two, or using a Himalayan salt lamp, can work wonders in absorbing energetic toxins. Finally, you can burn incense with a specific intention, such as sandalwood for healing, or frankincense for spiritual connection and prosperity, to not only clear the old, but to actively invite in the new vibration you wish to cultivate. Through this sacred process, you have transformed your living space from a museum of the past into a temple for your future. The field is now clear. The soil is fertile, aerated, and blessed. The stones have been removed and the weeds have been pulled. You have declared to yourself and to the universe that you are ready. But clearing your home is only half of the equation. We have prepared the external temple, but the most sacred space of all, the place where intention is truly born and reality is forged, lies within. We have cleared the field, and now we must quiet the mind of the farmer. We must venture inward to clear the echoes of old beliefs and anxieties, so that the whispers of the universe can finally be heard. The outer temple has been cleansed. The air in your home is light and clear. The surfaces are clean, and you have consciously chosen to surround yourself only with objects that support the abundant future you are creating. The field is prepared, but the most powerful rituals, the ones that truly bend reality and magnetize your desires, are not performed in the world outside of you. They are performed in the silent, infinite cathedral of your own consciousness. A pristine temple is of little use if the mind of the one praying within it is a raging storm of anxiety, doubt, and fear. Before you can plant the seed of a new intention, you must first quiet the winds and still the waters of your own mind. You must clear the echoes of the past cycle, so you can hear the whispers of the future. This is the sacred practice of pre-moon meditation and journaling, the final and most crucial step in preparing your soil. The great Stoic philosophers of ancient Rome, men like the Emperor Marcus Aurelius, were not just thinkers. They were masters of the inner world. They commanded armies, ruled empires, and navigated immense political turmoil. Yet they understood that the most important territory to conquer was the one between their own ears. Each night, they would engage in a private ritual, a practice of journaling that was not for public consumption, but for personal purification. They would sit with a candle and a scroll and conduct a fearless inventory of their day. asking themselves powerful questions. Where did I fall short of my own values? What did I do well? What duty was left undone? What anxieties plagued me? And were they rooted in truth or in illusion? This was not an act of self-flagellation. It was a sacred clearing of the mental and spiritual ledger. They knew that if they carried the frustrations, resentments, and errors of one day into the next, they would be building their future on a foundation of yesterday's garbage. By externalizing their thoughts onto the page, they neutralized them. They distilled their lessons, released their burdens, and prepared their mind to meet the dawn of a new day with clarity and presence. We are about to do the same, but instead of clearing the ledger of a single day, we are preparing to clear the entire account of the lunar cycle that is now coming to a close, ensuring we step into the potential of the new moon as the cleanest, clearest, and most powerful version of ourselves. The first tool in this process of mental purification is the journal, used in a practice commonly known as a brain dump. Your mind, at any given moment, is like a computer with dozens of internet tabs open simultaneously. There's a tab for your grocery list, a tab for that awkward conversation you had yesterday, a tab for a worry about a future bill, a tab for a brilliant idea you had in the shower, a tab for a lingering resentment. All of these open tabs consume your mental RAM, slowing down your processing power and creating a constant, low-level hum of cognitive drag. A brain dump is the act of closing all of those tabs. It is breathtakingly simple and profoundly effective. Find a comfortable, quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Choose a notebook and a pen that feels good in your hand. The physical, kinetic act of writing is far more powerful for this practice than typing, as it connects the mind directly to the body. Now, set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes. The only rule of this ritual is that there are no rules. The moment the timer starts, you write. You write continuously without stopping, without judgment, and without any form of censorship. Do not worry about spelling, grammar, or if it makes any sense. If you can't think of what to write, you write "I don't know what to write" over and over until something else emerges. And it always does. Let the torrent flow. The petty frustrations, the secret fears, the brilliant insights, the mundane to-do lists, the lines of a song stuck in your head, the anger you felt towards a coworker, the deep longing in your heart. Let it all spill onto the page. You are not trying to create literature. You are cleaning out the attic of your mind. You are taking all the chaotic, noisy, and tangled energy from inside your head and giving it a place to land outside of yourself. When the timer goes off, stop. You can close the notebook. You don't even need to read what you wrote. The magic was not in the words themselves, but in the potent act of release. You will immediately feel a sense of lightness, a quiet spaciousness in your mind that was not there before. The waters of the lake have begun to settle. Now that the surface noise has been cleared, we can drop a fishing line into the deeper waters to find the specific beliefs that are blocking our prosperity. The brain dump clears the conscious mind, but now we use journaling to dialogue with the subconscious. With the same notebook, take a fresh page and spend some time with a few powerful, probing questions. Don't rush the answers. Write the question at the top of the page. Breathe, and let whatever arises flow onto the paper without judgment. Start with this. What stories and beliefs about money did I inherit from my childhood? This is an archaeological dig into your core programming. Perhaps you heard that money doesn't grow on trees, implying it is scarce and difficult to obtain. Maybe you were taught that rich people are greedy, creating a subconscious conflict where you can't be both a good person and wealthy. Or maybe money was simply never discussed, treated as a taboo topic. creating a lifelong energy of shame and secrecy around it. Write down every phrase, every memory, every feeling that comes up. Acknowledge these stories. They are not your truth. But you cannot rewrite a story you are not aware of. Next, ask yourself, what is my deepest fear about having significantly more money? Go beyond the surface, answer of nothing. Be brutally honest. Are you afraid of the responsibility? Afraid that people will only want you for your money? Afraid that you will be judged by your friends or family? Are you afraid that you will lose it all and feel like a failure? Or perhaps the deepest fear is that you will not change at all. That even with all the money in the world, you will still feel empty, proving that the problem was never the money in the first place. These fears are the gatekeepers that subconsciously sabotage your efforts. Giving them a name strips them of their power. Finally, ask a question of profound self-worth. What am I now ready and willing to release in order to welcome true, soul-aligned prosperity? This question shifts you from a passive victim of your own beliefs into a powerful creator. It acknowledges that receiving requires a release. Perhaps you are ready to release the belief that you have to work to the point of burnout to be worthy of wealth. Maybe you are ready to release the habit of self-criticism or the need for external validation. Frame your answer as a declaration: I am now ready and willing to release the story that my worth is tied to my productivity. Writing this down is like signing a new contract with the universe. With the insights from your journaling fresh in your mind, you are ready for the final step meditation. This is where we dissolve the energetic charge of the beliefs we have just uncovered. Find a comfortable seated position. Your spine is straight but not rigid. Your hands rest gently on your lap. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale through your mouth, let out a sigh, releasing the day. Do this 2 more times. Feel your body begin to settle, connecting with the quiet, clean space around you. Bring your awareness to your breath, just noticing the natural rise and fall of your chest. Now, visualize your thoughts. See them not as a part of you, but as clouds drifting through the vast, infinite blue sky of your awareness. Some clouds are small and white. Others are large and gray. Your job is not to change the clouds or make them go away, but simply to watch them pass. As a thought comes into your mind, a worry, a memory, a plan, just gently label it in your mind as thinking and watch it drift by, carried on the breeze of your breath. Do not cling to it. Do not fight it. Simply observe. Now, bring to mind one of the limiting beliefs or fears you uncovered in your journaling. Perhaps it's the belief I am not good enough. See this belief not as a fact, but as one of those gray clouds. Observe its texture, its weight, in your mind's eye. Visualize a beautiful, shimmering bonfire in front of you. This is a sacred fire of transmutation. Take that heavy cloud of belief, and with a conscious intention to release it, gently place it into the fire. Watch as the flames consume it. It is not a violent burning, but a beautiful transformation. The heavy, dense energy is instantly turned into pure, golden light, which rises up and dissolves back into the universe. Feel the lightness in your being as this burden is lifted. You can continue this with any other fears or beliefs that you are ready to release. When you are finished, return your focus to your breath. Feel the stillness, the peace, the spaciousness within your own mind. This is your true nature. This is the fertile ground. The outer temple is pristine. The inner sanctum is now quiet. The soil of your consciousness is dark, rich, and ready. The stones of old resentments have been cleared, and the weeds of limiting beliefs have been pulled and transformed into light. We are now standing at the threshold, not as we were before, burdened by the noise of the past, but as a clean and empty vessel, and it is into this beautiful, intentional emptiness, that the universe can pour its infinite potential, we are now truly ready to step into the sacred darkness, the fertile void of the new moon, not with a mind full of chaos, but with the clear, quiet, and powerful focus of a master creator. Our modern culture is terrified of the dark. We are a civilization of artificial light, working tirelessly to banish the shadows from every corner of our lives. We equate darkness with emptiness, with negativity, with the unknown and the unseen. We fill our nights with the blue glow of screens and our quiet moments with the ceaseless chatter of podcasts and news alerts. An empty space on our calendar creates anxiety. A moment of silence feels awkward. We have been conditioned to believe that a void is something to be filled as quickly as possible, that darkness is a problem to be solved with more light, more noise, more action. And it is this fundamental misunderstanding, this deep-seated fear of the sacred void, that has disconnected us from one of the most powerful points of creation in the entire universe, the new moon. When we look up at the night sky during the new moon, we see nothing. The moon, from our vantage point, is completely cloaked in shadow, lost in the sun's brilliant glare. And our conditioned mind interprets this as an absence, a lack, a 0 point. But in the language of the cosmos, this darkness is not an absence of something. It is the presence of everything. It is not an empty void. It is the sacred void. It is the cosmic womb, the dark, fertile soil from which all of creation is born. Think of the most powerful creative forces in nature. A seed, holding the entire blueprint for a magnificent, towering oak tree, must first be buried in the complete and total darkness of the earth. It is in that darkness, that pressure, that silence, that its life force is activated. To bring that seed into the light too soon would be to kill it. The human womb, the vessel of our own creation, is another sacred darkness. It is a place of quiet, protected, and profound alchemy, where a single cell multiplies into a universe of potential. The new moon is the universe's womb, the cosmic seedbed. It is a moment in time and space where all of reality is pregnant with infinite possibility, waiting for a single, focused intention to give it direction. The energy of the new moon is completely different from any other phase. While the full moon is an explosion of expressive, outward energy, the new moon is a powerful, magnetic implosion. The energy of the world turns inward. It becomes quiet, receptive, intuitive, and deeply still. It's as if the entire universe holds its breath, leaning in to listen. This is not a time for loud declarations, for pushing your will upon the world, or for taking massive, forceful action. To do so would be to completely misunderstand and work against the prevailing cosmic current. Trying to hustle during the new moon is like screaming your plans in a library, or trying to have a deep, heartfelt conversation at a raucous rock concert. The energy simply does not support it. It is a time for being, not doing. It is a time for dreaming, for feeling, for connecting with the deepest, most authentic desires of your soul. The power of this phase is not in its force, but in its profound stillness, because it is in this divine silence that our intentions can be heard with perfect clarity. This is precisely why so many well-meaning manifestation attempts fail. People learn about the power of intention, and in their excitement, they treat it like another item on their to-do list. They scribble down a list of desires, force themselves to think positive, and then immediately rush back into the frantic, noisy, action-oriented energy of their daily lives. They are planting a delicate seed and then immediately turning on a fire hose and stomping around the garden. The new moon teaches us a different way, a more powerful, feminine way. It teaches us that the most potent action we can take during this phase is internal. The real work is in the focused power of our imagination and the sincere vibration of our emotions. It is the work of holding a vision so clearly in our mind's eye that it feels real, of cultivating the feeling of the wish already fulfilled so deeply in our hearts that our entire being vibrates with its truth. This is the work that happens in the dark. This is the germination. The external action will come later, naturally and with inspiration, as the moon's light begins to grow. But first, the seed must be allowed to take root in the sacred darkness. Undisturbed, one of the most profound spiritual teachers of the 20th century, Neville Goddard, built his entire philosophy around a single, powerful concept he called the state akin to sleep, or SATS. Goddard taught that our conscious mind, with its logic, its doubt, and its constant analysis of the external world, is the great gatekeeper that often prevents our desires from reaching the fertile soil of the subconscious mind. The subconscious is the creative powerhouse. It does not reason or argue. It simply accepts what is impressed upon it as truth and sets about to manifest it in our reality. The key, Goddard explained, was to bypass the gatekeeper. The SATS is that drowsy, hypnotic state you enter just before you fall asleep or just as you are waking up. Your body is relaxed. Your mind is quiet. And the loud, critical voice of the conscious mind has faded to a whisper. In this state, the gateway to the subconscious is wide open. A désir, visualized and felt as real in this state, is impressed directly upon the creative mind with incredible power. What Goddard described on a personal, daily level, the new moon provides on a cosmic, monthly scale. The entire energetic field of the planet during the new moon phase is the macrocosmic equivalent of the state akin to sleep. The world's energy is naturally subdued, introspective, and receptive. The veil between the physical and the non-physical, the conscious and the subconscious, is at its thinnest. Our own subconscious minds are naturally more attuned and receptive during this time, because they are in harmony with the great subconscious of the cosmos itself. This is why setting intentions during the new moon is not just a quaint ritual, it is a highly advanced spiritual technology. You are aligning your personal creative power with the moment of maximum creative potential in the universe. You are whispering your dream directly into the ear of God. At the precise moment God is leaning in to listen, imagine a master painter standing before a vast, perfectly white, empty canvas. This canvas is a terrifying sight to an amateur who sees only the emptiness, the pressure to create something from nothing. But to the master, the blank canvas is the most thrilling sight in the world. It is not empty. It is full. It is full of infinite, breathtaking possibilities. It contains every masterpiece that has ever been or ever will be. The new moon is our cosmic canvas. It is a divine, pristine, blank slate offered to us by the universe every single month. Our first job as the artist of our lives is not to frantically start splashing paint onto it. Our first job is to stand before it in reverent silence, and in the quiet studio of our own mind, to see the finished masterpiece, to see the vibrant colors, to feel the emotional impact, to know in every cell of our being what it is we wish to create. We hold that vision, perfect and complete, in our imagination. We fall in love with it. We infuse it with the feeling of gratitude, as if it is already hanging, framed and glorious, on the wall of our reality. This is the true power and purpose of the sacred void. It is a loving, intentional pause in the symphony of creation, designed to give us the space to become clear. It is a sanctuary from the noise of the world, an invitation to return to the source code of our own desires. When we reframe our understanding of this magical time, We no longer see an empty sky. We see a clean slate. We see a personal invitation from the cosmos to dream a new dream, to set a new course, to begin again. The darkness is not an absence to be feared, but a sanctuary to be entered, a potent mystery to be embraced. We have cleared the temple. We have quieted the mind. And now we stand with reverence before the divine, cosmic canvas of the new aeon. We have understood its power. Now, it is time to pick up our pen and write the script for the masterpiece we are about to create. You are standing in the sacred darkness, before the cosmic canvas of the new moon. Your outer world is clear. Your inner world is quiet. You have become a vessel, ready to receive, and now comes the moment of creation. The point where you, as the artist of your reality, decide what masterpiece you wish to paint. This is the art of setting your intention. But we must be incredibly clear about what an intention truly is. For it is a concept our culture has diluted into something weak and passive. An intention is not a wish. A wish is a hopeful plea tossed into the wind, born from a feeling of lack. When you blow out the candles on a birthday cake and make a wish, you are a hopeful spectator, crossing your fingers that some external force might grant your request. The energy is passive, uncertain, and rooted in the belief that the power lies outside of you. An intention, however, is a declaration. It is a focused, deliberate, and decisive command. It is the conscious programming of a future you have chosen to experience. An intention does not ask. It states. It does not hope. It knows. The energy is active, certain, and rooted in the profound understanding that you are a sovereign creator, a co-partner with the universe in the weaving of your destiny. It is the difference between sitting in the passenger seat of a car, hoping the driver goes where you want to go, and sitting in the driver's seat yourself, with your hands firmly on the wheel and a precise destination programmed into the navigation system. Wishing is for children. Intending is for architects of reality. And on the new moon, we are architects. In the early 20th century, a journalist named Napoleon Hill was tasked with a monumental project to interview the most successful and wealthiest men of his time: Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, to uncover a secret formula for success. After 20 years of research, he published his findings in a book that has since become a legendary grimoire for achievement. Think and Grow Rich. Hill discovered that across all of these titans of industry, there was one single, unifying thread. Every single one of them, without exception, possessed what he called a definite chief aim. They didn't just have a vague wish to be successful or a general desire to be wealthy. They knew, with unwavering, crystal clarity, exactly what they wanted to achieve. They had a specific number, a precise goal, a definite plan. This aim was not just a fleeting thought. It had to be written down in a clear, concise statement. The act of writing, Hill explained, was the first step in the magical process of transmuting the intangible energy of desire into its tangible, physical equivalent. This is the very essence of scripting your wealth. You are defining your chief aim for this lunar cycle, taking a vague longing for more and forging it into a definite, powerful command. So how do we forge this command? There is a formula, an alchemical recipe of language that makes an intention incredibly potent and effective. It has 4 key ingredients. The first, and perhaps most crucial, is that your intention must be stated in the present tense. Your subconscious mind, the great engine of creation, does not understand future or past. Its only language is the eternal. Now, if you state your intention, as I will be financially abundant, you are telling your subconscious mind that abundance is something that is always in the future, always just around the corner. Always something to be pursued but never attained. You lock it into a state of perpetual becoming. However, when you declare I am financially abundant, you are issuing a direct command to your creative mind to begin rearranging your reality to match that statement. Now, you are collapsing the timeline between your current reality and your desired one. The second ingredient is to use exclusively positive language. The subconscious mind, much like the universe, does not process negatives like not or don't. It focuses on the primary subject of the sentence. If your intention is, I want to get out of debt, the powerful, emotionally charged word your subconscious latches onto is debt. You are, in effect, focusing your creative energy on the very thing you wish to eliminate. You must state what you want to create, not what you want to destroy. Instead of no debt, the powerful alternative is, I am financially free, or my income always exceeds my expenses with ease, or I delight in my ever-growing savings. You must turn your back on the problem and face your desire squarely. The third ingredient is emotion. Emotion is the fuel for your creative engine. An intention without feeling is like a car with no gasoline. It is a beautiful structure that goes nowhere. The universe does not respond to your words. It responds to your vibration, to the energetic frequency you are emitting. And the language of vibration is feeling. Therefore, your scripted intention must be infused with powerful, positive, emotional language. Don't just state the fact. State the joy behind the fact. Begin your intention with phrases like, I am so overjoyed and thrilled now that, or it feels so incredibly peaceful and secure now that, or I am ecstatically happy and grateful that. The emotion is the prayer. It is the magnetic charge that draws the manifestation to you. This leads directly to the fourth and final ingredient, gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate creative frequency. It is the signature vibration of receiving. By beginning your intention with a statement of gratitude, such as I am so happy and grateful now that, you are performing a masterful act of alchemy. You are simultaneously sending a clear command to your subconscious while also vibrating at the frequency of the wish already fulfilled. You are, in essence, sending a thank you note to the universe in advance. This is an act of supreme faith, a declaration that you trust so completely in the creative process that you are already thankful for its completion. Putting these four ingredients together, we can now craft some truly powerful wealth intentions. A vague wish like I want more money becomes a potent command like I am so happy and grateful now that large, unexpected sums of money flow to me easily and consistently from multiple sources for the highest good of all involved. Or perhaps, I am overjoyed and deeply thankful for the profound sense of peace and security that my thriving, ever-expanding income provides for me and my loved ones. Notice the energy in those statements. They are definite, present, positive, emotional, and grateful. They are complete. To make your intention even more powerful, you must look beyond the form and connect with the feeling. What does wealth truly mean to you? For many, it is not about the number in the bank account, but the state of being that number unlocks. Take a moment to ask yourself, what is the core feeling I am truly chasing? Is it freedom? The feeling of being able to wake up each day and choose how you spend your time, without financial constraint? Is it security, the deep, peaceful exhale of knowing that all your bills are paid? You have a cushion for emergencies, and your family is safe. Is it generosity? The expansive joy of being able to give freely to people you love and causes you believe in, without worrying about your own needs? Or is it peace? The simple, profound absence of financial stress. Once you identify your core feeling, you can weave that into your intention. making it infinitely more magnetic. I am so grateful for the incredible sense of freedom that fills my life. Thanks to my abundant and reliable income. This is a prayer the universe cannot ignore. Finally, we must understand the power of focus. Imagine using a magnifying glass to start a fire with the sun's rays. If you hold the glass steady over a single point, the focused beam will quickly cause the tinder to smolder and ignite. But if you keep moving the glass around, scattering the light over a wide area, nothing will happen. Your focused attention is that magnifying glass. Your intention is that single point on the new moon. It is tempting to write down a long list of 10 or 20 desires. But in doing so, you are scattering your precious creative energy. You are giving the universe a diluted and confusing signal. For this sacred practice, it is far more powerful to concentrate all of your energy on just 1 to 3 intentions per cycle. Ideally, for this journey into wealth, you would craft a single, masterfully worded, emotionally charged intention. You pour all of your focus, all of your feeling, all of your power into that one statement, making it so potent and so concentrated that it has no choice but to ignite in your reality. You now hold in your hand, or in your heart, a sacred script. This is not just a sentence on a piece of paper. This is a vibrational blueprint, a direct order sent from your conscious mind to the universal subconscious. You have moved from wishing to intending. You have learned the formula for power. You have imbued your desire with feeling and focused it with singular clarity. You have crafted the architectural plans for your new reality. Now, with this blueprint complete, it is time to formally submit it to the great cosmic architect. It is time to step into the sacred space we have prepared, and through the power of ritual, to breathe life into these words and plant them in the fertile heart of the new moon's void. The sacred preparations are complete. The outer temple of your home is clear and calm. The inner temple of your mind is spacious and still. You have scripted your desire, forging a vague wish into a definite, powerful intention. And now, you stand at the precipice of magic. The cosmic womb of the new moon is open. It's potent, creative energy at its absolute peak. This is the moment for the ceremony, the sacred and deliberate act that bridges the world of invisible thought with the world of visible form. This ritual is not a plea to an outside power. It is a conscious collaboration with the power of the universe itself. It is the moment we, as modern alchemists, begin the great work. The alchemists of old were misunderstood geniuses. Popular culture has painted them as greedy charlatans trying to magically zap lead into gold. But the true alchemists were profound mystics and philosophers. Their great work, the magnum opus, was primarily a spiritual journey. The transmutation of lead into gold was a metaphor for transforming the base, heavy, fearful nature of the human ego into the radiant, incorruptible, and divine light of the enlightened soul. Yet, they held a crucial belief: as within, so without. They knew that this inner transformation had a direct and measurable effect on the outer world. They performed their work in consecrated laboratories, at precise astrological timings, using specific elements to focus their will. They understood that to create a tangible change in the physical world, one must first orchestrate a precise and powerful change in the energetic world through focus, ritualistic action. Today, you are that alchemist. Your laboratory is the sacred space you have prepared. Your lead is the intangible energy of your desire. And this new moon ritual is the precise, focused process of transmuting that desire into the tangible, radiant gold of wealth and abundance in your life. First, we must prepare the altar, the focal point for our alchemical operation. An altar is simply a dedicated space, no matter how small, that you consecrate with your intention. A corner of your desk, a windowsill, a small shelf, all can become portals of immense power. On this space, we will place our chosen tools, each one representing a core element of creation. First, a candle. In the profound darkness of the new moon, your candle is the symbol of your own divine consciousness. A single, unwavering point of focus. It is the spark of your will in the cosmic void. A green or gold candle can attune to the frequency of wealth, but a simple white candle, which contains all colors, is always perfect. Next, a vessel of water. Water is the element of emotion, intuition, and flow. It is the very medium of life. A small bowl or a beautiful glass of water placed on your altar will absorb the energy of your ritual, becoming a potent, charged elixir. We then ground our intention with the element of earth. This provides stability and form to our ethereal desire. The easiest way to do this is with crystals. Citrine, the stone of success and generosity, helps to manifest wealth while encouraging you to share it. Pyrite, often called fool's gold, is a powerful shield that builds confidence and attracts financial abundance. And clear quartz, the master amplifier, will take the energy of your intention and magnify it exponentially. If you have no crystals, a small living plant, a bowl of salt, or even a beautiful stone from your garden will serve to anchor the energy. Finally, we represent the element of air. Air is the realm of thought, of communication, of sending our message out into the universe. The pen and paper holding your scripted intention are tools of this element, as is the smoke from a stick of incense. Fragrance like frankincense, sandalwood, or cinnamon not only purify the space, but are known to attract energies of prosperity and spiritual connection. With your altar prepared, the great work can begin. Sit comfortably before your sacred space. Take a moment to simply be. Light your candle and your incense. As you watch the flame flicker and the smoke curl upwards, take 3 deep, cleansing breaths. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth with an audible sigh, releasing any last vestiges of the outside world. Feel your body grounding into the chair. Feel your connection to the solid earth beneath you, and feel the vast, silent, and potent darkness of the new moon sky above you. You are in the center of your universe. Now, state your purpose. You can speak it aloud or declare it in your mind. Something simple and powerful, like, I enter this sacred space. In this sacred time, under the grace of the new moon, I stand here as a conscious creator, ready to plant the seeds of my abundant future. Next, take your pen and your chosen piece of paper. If you have not already done so, write down your single, powerful, present tense intention. Write it slowly and deliberately. Feel the energy of each word as your hand gives it physical form. This is no longer just a thought. It is now an artifact, a talisman, with the intention written. It is time to give it a voice. You will read it aloud 3 times. Read it the first time in a clear, steady voice. You are declaring its truth to your own conscious mind, overriding any old programming of doubt. Read it a second time in a soft whisper. You are sharing a sacred secret with the universe, with your guides, with the heart of the cosmos. Finally, read it a third time with joyous, confident, expansive energy. Speak it as if you are announcing a glorious victory that has already occurred. The vibration of your voice is now breathing life into the words, sending its frequency out into the ether. Now comes the most vital part of the alchemy. Close your eyes. Hold your written intention in your hands or place your hands over your heart. Bring to mind the feeling of your intention already being your reality. Do not just see it. Be it. If your intention was for financial freedom, feel the profound relaxation in your shoulders. Feel the smile spread across your face as you book a dream vacation without checking your bank account. If your intention was for security, feel the deep, peaceful sleep you have, knowing every bill is paid and your family is safe. Immerse yourself in the sensory details of this new reality. What are you wearing? Who are you with? What do you hear? What do you smell? Linger in this state of being for several minutes. This is not fantasy. This is rehearsal. You are attuning your entire vibrational being to the frequency of your desire, making yourself a magnetic match to it. To amplify this feeling of receiving, we will use a powerful and playful tool, an abundance check. You can find templates online or simply draw the outline of a bank check on a piece of paper. In the date field, write today's date. In the pay to the order of field, write your own full name. In the box for the amount, you can write a specific number that feels exciting and expansive to you. Or you can simply write the words "paid in full" on the line where you write out the amount. Do the same. In the memo line, you can write "for limitless abundance" or "payment for being me." And for the signature, the most important part, you sign it from the Bank of the Universe or the Law of Abundance. The act of physically writing and holding this check is a profound statement of trust. It bypasses the logical mind and speaks directly to the subconscious, which accepts the symbol as evidence of receipt. The fires have been lit, the words have been spoken, the feelings have been felt. The final, and often most difficult, part of the ritual is the act of surrender. The seed has been planted. The alchemical process is in motion. Your work here is done. A farmer who plants a seed and then digs it up every day to check on its progress will only ever have a dead seed. You must now trust the darkness. You must trust the process. Take your written intention and your abundance check, fold them together, and place them somewhere sacred. This could be in a special box, under the crystal on your altar, inside a favorite book, or under your pillow. By putting it away, you are releasing your anxious, controlling grip on the outcome. You are signaling to the universe that you trust it to handle the details. Gently extinguish your candle. Thank the moon. Thank yourself. And thank the universe for its partnership. The ritual is complete. We have performed a sacred and powerful act. We have taken an invisible desire, a mere flicker of thought, and given it form through words. We have energized it with our focused emotion, amplified it with the elements of creation, and planted it with deliberate intention in the most fertile cosmic soil that exists. The seed of gold is now in the ground. The great work of inception is complete. But like any wise farmer or alchemist, our job is not over. It simply changes. Now begins the phase of active partnership and nurturing, as the moon now begins its slow, beautiful journey back towards the light. Our energy must shift with it. We move from the sacred stillness of dreaming into the inspired motion of co-creation. It is time to tend our new garden, to water our precious seed, and to encourage the new life that is now beginning to stir. Unseen, in the fertile darkness, the sacred seed of your intention has been planted. In the silent, fertile darkness of the new moon, you performed the alchemical rite, transforming an intangible desire into a focused, energetic blueprint. The great work of inception is complete. And now, as if on cue, a delicate sliver of light appears in the evening sky. This is the waxing crescent moon, the first tender shoot of the new cycle. It is the cosmic signal that the energy is shifting. We are now moving from the deep, internal, receptive state of being into the expressive, external, active state of doing. But this is not the kind of doing our modern world has taught us to glorify. It is not about hustle, force, or struggle. It is about a graceful, powerful, and intelligent dance with the universe. A dance guided by the doctrine of inspired action. To understand the energy of this waxing phase, we must look to nature's perfect metaphor. A tiny seed sprouting into a plant. After the seed has germinated in the darkness, a small, green shoot begins to push its way up through the soil, seeking the light. This sprout does not strain. It does not wrestle with the dirt around it. It doesn't create a 10-point plan for growth or worry about whether it is moving in the right direction. It simply follows a deep, innate, biological intelligence that guides it, effortlessly and unerringly, towards the sun. It embodies a perfect trust in its own inner guidance system. This is the exact energy we are meant to embody during the waxing moon. Our actions should not come from a place of frantic mental calculation, but from a place of deep, intuitive knowing. We are the sprout, and our inspired actions are the gentle, persistent movements we make as we reach for the light of our manifested desire. From the first appearance of the waxing crescent until the moment the moon becomes full, the light and the energy are building each day. The universe is now in a constructive, expansive phase. This is the cosmic green light for building momentum, for learning new things, for initiating projects, and for attracting the resources, people, and opportunities that are in alignment with the seed you planted. Your job during this phase is to become a co-creator, to meet the universe halfway. The intention you set was your statement of purpose, but your action now is your statement of commitment. It is the tangible proof you offer to the cosmos that you are serious about your desire. This is the time to make the phone call, to send the inquiry email, to sign up for the course that will teach you a new skill, to start writing the business plan. You are adding your own kinetic energy to the potential energy you cultivated during the new moon. As you begin to take these first steps, it is very common to encounter what feels like a roadblock or a challenge. You make the call, and the person says no. The website you need is down for maintenance. An unexpected expense pops up. The ego mind, conditioned by a lifetime of doubt, will immediately interpret this as a negative sign. It will whisper, "See, it's not working. This was a silly idea. You should just give up now." You must recognize this voice for what it is: a test. The universe, in its infinite intelligence, is not trying to thwart you. It is testing your resolve. It is asking you a vital question: how committed are you, really, to this new reality you claim to want? Was it just a fleeting fantasy born in the dark? Or are you willing to hold the vision, even when the first rays of light reveal an obstacle in your path? Every challenge you meet during the waxing phase is an opportunity to reaffirm your intention with even greater power. When you face a no and decide to creatively find another way forward, you are sending a resounding yes back to the universe. And your commitment deepens the magnetic groove that is pulling your desire toward you. The key to navigating this phase successfully is to learn the profound difference between forced action and inspired action. They may look similar from the outside, but their energetic signature, their point of origin, and their results are worlds apart. Forced action is the product of the ego and the anxious mind. It feels heavy, stressful, and draining. It's born from a place of fear and lack, from the belief that if I don't make this happen, it won't happen. It is the energy of hustle culture, of pushing a boulder uphill. It involves overthinking, making endless pros and cons lists, and trying to control every single variable. This path almost always leads to resistance, struggle, and eventual burnout. Inspired action, on the other hand, is the sacred language of your soul and the universe. Speaking directly to you, it feels light, exciting, expansive, and energizing. Even if the action itself is bold or challenging, it rarely comes when you are sitting at your desk, trying to force a solution. It often arrives as a sudden aha moment when you are in a state of relaxation, taking a shower, driving, walking in nature, or meditating. It is an intuitive nudge, a gut feeling, a spontaneous idea that seems to appear out of nowhere and feels like the most natural, obvious next step. It doesn't require a lengthy debate because it feels resonant and right in your very cells. Inspired action works with the current of universal energy, not against it. It is the path of flow, of synchronicity, of grace. So how do you learn to distinguish between the two? How do you know if an impulse is an inspired whisper from the universe or a frantic shout from your own anxiety? There are simple tests you can use. The first is the body test. Your body is an infallible barometer of truth. Before you take an action, close your eyes, take a breath, and think about doing it. Now, scan your body. Does the thought of this action create a feeling of expansion, of openness, of lightness in your chest and solar plexus? Or does it create a feeling of contraction, of dread, of tightness in your stomach or shoulders? An expansive feeling is a yes from your soul. A contracted feeling is a no. A sign that the timing or the action itself is out of alignment. Trust this physical wisdom above all else. The second is the why test. Ask yourself honestly, what is the motivation behind this action? Is your why rooted in excitement, curiosity, and trust? For example, I'm doing this because it feels fun, and I'm curious to see what happens. Or is your why rooted in fear, scarcity, and a lack of faith? For instance, I'm doing this because if I don't act now, I'll miss my chance and someone else will get the opportunity. An action born of fear will always carry the vibration of fear, attracting more circumstances to be fearful about. An action born of joy and trust will carry that vibration, attracting more reasons for joy and trust. Let's imagine your new moon intention was to attract a new, abundant stream of income. Forced action might look like this: spending 8 hours a day frantically sending your resume to any and every job posting online, regardless of whether you want the job. Feeling a growing sense of desperation with each application you send. It is action. Yes, but its vibration is one of scarcity and panic. Inspired action, however, might look like this. You're walking your dog, feeling relaxed and happy, and you suddenly have a vivid memory of how much you used to love baking. The thought doesn't leave you. It feels light and exciting. Later that day, you scroll past a post about a local farmer's market looking for new vendors. You feel a jolt of energy, a clear, internal yes. The next step feels easy and obvious. Find your old recipe book. The universe did not command you to start a baking empire. It simply gave you the next joyful, inspired step. Following that step is how you dance with the divine. The waxing phase is your time to move, to build, to climb. But you are not climbing a corporate ladder through force and struggle. You are the sprout, elegantly and instinctively growing towards the light. You honor the divine blueprint within you by trusting your intuition. You meet the challenges, not as signs of failure, but as opportunities to deepen your conviction. You choose the path that feels light, that feels expansive, that feels like joy. But taking this kind of high vibration, inspired action requires that you yourself are in a high vibration state of being. It is incredibly difficult to hear the subtle, quiet whispers of divine inspiration if your own mind is filled with the loud, chaotic static of doubt, fear, and worry. Therefore, to become a truly clear channel for inspired action and to effectively nurture the seed you have planted, you must commit to the daily work of cultivating and protecting your own energetic frequency. You must consciously and deliberately tune your own instrument to the beautiful, resonant key of abundance. You have planted your seed of intention in the fertile darkness. You have opened your senses to the whispers of inspired action, learning to dance with the universe instead of wrestling with it. But this dance requires a specific kind of fitness, an energetic resilience. It is one thing to feel inspired for a fleeting moment. It is another to maintain a state of being that can consistently perceive and act upon those divine nudges. The universe, like a grand radio station, is constantly broadcasting an infinite number of frequencies. There's a frequency for lack, a frequency for struggle, a frequency for joy, and a frequency for effortless, abundant flow. The law of attraction, in its truest sense, is not about attracting what you want. It is about realizing that what you want is already being broadcasted. And your job is to simply tune your own receiver to the correct frequency. You do not get what you want in life. You get what you are. And so, the daily work of the waxing phase is the most important work of all, the conscious and deliberate calibration of your own vibration. For centuries, this concept was the domain of mystics and spiritual adepts. But today, we live in a remarkable time where the quantum sciences are beginning to prove the ancient wisdom. Neuroscientists like Dr. Joe Dispenza have shown, through stunning research and brain mapping, that every thought we think produces a chemical in the brain. That chemical, in turn, creates an emotion, a feeling in our body. If you have a thought of lack or worry, your brain produces stress chemicals, which make your body feel anxious and contracted. If you have a thought of gratitude, your brain produces chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which make your body feel uplifted and open. This creates a feedback loop. Your body, now feeling a certain way, sends a signal back to your brain, causing you to think more thoughts that match that feeling. This is how people get stuck in cycles of anxiety, depression, or, on the flip side, in states of joy and creativity. Dr. Dispenza's great contribution is the understanding that we can consciously break the negative cycles and intentionally create positive ones. By repeatedly and intentionally choosing to feel elevated emotions like gratitude, joy, and abundance, before we have the external evidence for them, we literally begin to rewire our brain. We build new neural pathways. We change our body's chemical cocktail. We are, in effect, changing our state of being on a biological level. We are teaching our body, our subconscious mind, what it feels like to be wealthy, to be free, to be abundant. And when our body knows this feeling as a familiar state, it begins to act as a powerful energetic antenna, broadcasting that signature into the quantum field and drawing to us experiences that match it. The following practices are not just feel-good exercises. They are a daily, scientific protocol for rewiring your mind and body to become a magnet for wealth. The first, simplest, and most powerful of these practices is the alchemy of gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receiving. It is the immediate and definitive cure for the poison of lack. The mind cannot simultaneously focus on what is missing and what is present. By consciously choosing to focus on what is present, you shift your entire energetic state from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Before you even get out of bed in the morning, before the anxieties of the day have a chance to take hold, make it your sacred ritual to find 3 to 5 things you are genuinely grateful for. especially as they relate to the wealth you already possess. Do not just think them, feel them. Feel the profound gratitude for the pillows supporting your head and the blankets keeping you warm. Symbols of shelter and comfort. As you swing your feet to the floor, feel gratitude for the solid ground beneath you, the literal foundation of your life. As you drink your first cup of coffee or tea, feel the immense gratitude for the global network of abundance that brought that simple pleasure to your hands. Be grateful for the running water, the electricity, the internet connection, miracles of infrastructure that we so often take for granted. By starting your day in this state, you are tuning your receiver to the frequency of, "I already have so much." From this powerful starting point, the universe has no choice but to send you more experiences that match that feeling. The second practice is the strategic reprogramming of your subconscious mind through affirmations. An affirmation is a powerful, present tense statement of truth that you use to override old, limiting beliefs. Think of your subconscious mind as a garden. For years, weeds of negative programming have been allowed to grow unchecked. An affirmation is like planting a beautiful, strong flower in that garden. At first, the weeds may seem to choke it out, but with consistent repetition, your new flower will grow stronger. Its roots will spread, and it will eventually transform the entire landscape of the garden. The key is repetition and emotion. You cannot simply say "I am wealthy" once and expect your life to change if you have spent 30 years believing you are not. You must impress this new truth upon your mind with feeling and frequency. Write your most powerful wealth affirmations on sticky notes and place them on your bathroom mirror, your computer monitor, your car's dashboard. Read them aloud with conviction every morning. Let your affirmation be the first thing you see when you wake up and the last thing you see before you sleep. A powerful practice is to record yourself speaking your affirmations with genuine emotion. Then, you can listen to this recording while you drive, while you work out, while you do chores. You are surrounding your mind, both conscious and subconscious, with the new truth you have chosen. My income is constantly increasing. I am a magnet for money, and it comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. I deserve and welcome massive abundance into my life. Let these words become the new soundtrack to your reality. The third practice is a daily 5-minute reality rehearsal, a powerful visualization technique. Most people live their lives looking at their present reality and letting it dictate their feeling. This practice reverses the flow. You will close your eyes and look at your desired future reality, and let that dictate your feelings in the present moment. Find a quiet time each day. Sit down, close your eyes, and for just 5 minutes, you will step into the movie of your life where your new moon intention has been fully realized. The key is to engage all of your senses. Do not just watch the movie. Live in it. What do you see? See the email notification of a large payment received. See the beautiful view from the window of your new home. See the joy on the faces of your loved ones as you treat them to a wonderful experience. What do you hear? Hear the sound of your own confident laughter. Hear the person on the phone offering you your dream opportunity. Hear the satisfying cha-ching sound from your sales app. Most importantly, what do you feel? Feel the exquisite softness of the $100 bill in your hand. Feel the weight of the new keys to your car. And anchor it all with that core emotion you identified earlier. Feel the profound, all-encompassing peace. Feel the exhilarating, liberating freedom. Feel the warm, expansive joy. Live in this state for 5 minutes. By doing this, you are rehearsing your future. You are making the neural pathways for this new reality so strong that your brain begins to accept it as a current memory. You are teaching your body what this future feels like. And your body, the faithful subconscious servant, will begin to seek out circumstances that replicate that familiar feeling. These three practices, gratitude, affirmations, and visualization, form your daily vibrational workout. They are not chores to be checked off a list. They are sacred acts of co-creation. They are how you tend the soil of your consciousness and water the seed you planted on the new moon. By committing to this daily practice, you are doing something profound. You are ensuring that your baseline energetic state is one of abundance, gratitude, and possibility. From this high vibration state, you become a clear channel. The whispers of inspired action become louder and easier to discern. The no from the universe becomes clearer, and the yes becomes an unmistakable jolt of energy. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw only obstacles. You are no longer trying to force your reality. You are allowing your reality to assemble itself around your new state of being. You are becoming the tuning fork, and the symphony of wealth has begun to resonate all around you. But even as you hold this high frequency, even as you dance with inspiration, the ghosts of your old reality will inevitably appear. The shadows of doubt and resistance will rise up to test you. This is not a sign of failure. It is the final boss battle before you level up. It is the next crucial part of our journey. You are doing the work. You have committed to your daily vibrational practices, tuning your being to the frequency of abundance. You are listening for the whispers of inspired action, bravely taking the steps that feel light and expansive. You are tending your energetic garden with the love and focus of a master. And then, it happens. A wave of doubt washes over you so intensely, it feels like a tsunami. An old, familiar, critical voice begins to mock you in your mind. An unexpected bill arrives. A promising lead falls through. A friend makes a skeptical comment. Suddenly, the journey feels hard. The destination feels impossible. And the temptation to retreat to the safety of your old, familiar reality is immense. This is resistance. And you must understand this crucial truth. This resistance is not a sign that you are failing. It is the ultimate sign that you are succeeding. It is the unmistakable signal that you are genuinely changing, and your old paradigm is fighting for its very survival. Imagine yourself as the captain of a mighty icebreaker ship, on a voyage to a new and wondrous land of warmth and light. For years, you have been sailing in the comfortable, predictable waters of your known world. But the destination you have chosen, the land of your manifested desire, lies across a vast, frozen sea. This sea of ice is the physical manifestation of your old beliefs, your comfort zones, your fears, and your limitations. As your ship, powered by the mighty engine of your new intention, leaves the familiar waters and pushes into the frozen expanse. What happens? It meets the ice. There is a great shuddering, a loud, violent cracking, a feeling of immense pressure. An inexperienced captain would panic, thinking the ship was about to be destroyed, and would immediately turn back to the safety of the open water. But a master captain knows. This is the entire purpose of the ship. An icebreaker is not designed to avoid the ice. It is designed to shatter it. That loud cracking, that violent shuddering, is not the sound of failure. It is the sound of progress. It is the sound of the old, frozen reality breaking apart to make way for the new. That resistance you feel in your life right now, that is the sound of the ice cracking. This resistance is deployed by a part of you that is, in its own way, trying to protect you. Your ego, your subconscious mind, has a primary directive that overrides all others: survival. And to the ego, survival means safety, and safety means familiarity. Your old reality, even if it was one of lack and struggle, was a known reality. Your ego knew how to navigate it. This new, abundant reality you are creating is unknown territory. And to the ego, the unknown is dangerous. So when you start to genuinely change your vibration and take different actions, the ego sounds the alarm bells and deploys its most effective weapons to get you to turn the ship around. Its main weapon is the inner critic, that relentless voice of doubt. It will say things like, "Who do you think you are to want this? It's not for people like you." It will bring up every past failure as evidence. This is never going to work. Remember what happened last time. It will attack your worthiness. You don't deserve this kind of success. And it will appeal to your fear of judgment. What will your friends and family think if you actually change? Your first task is to learn to recognize this voice not as your own, but as the chatter of a frightened part of you. Do not fuse with it. Do not argue with it, because it will always win an argument on its own terms. Instead, you must become the calm, compassionate captain of your own mind. When the voice of doubt arises, you simply notice it with a detached awareness. Ah, there it is. There's the voice of fear, trying to keep me safe. I see it. Then, you can silently thank it for its concern, as you would a worried child. Thank you for trying to protect me. I know that's your job, but I've got this. I am charting a new course now. By doing this, you disarm it. You are no longer its victim. You are its wise and loving leader. You acknowledge the fear without giving it the power to steer the ship. While this mindset shift is crucial, you also need a practical, in-the-moment tool to break the hypnotic spell of a negative thought loop. When that ice of resistance appears, you must act fast before the momentum builds. This technique is called a pattern interrupt. The moment you notice a negative thought or a feeling of doubt beginning to spiral, you must immediately and physically break the pattern. The first step is awareness. Notice the thought without judgment. The second step is a physical interrupt. This must be a sharp, state-changing action. Stand up abruptly. Clap your hands together loudly. Snap your fingers right in front of your face. Splash cold water on your face. Stomp your feet on the ground. This physical jolt literally short-circuits the neural pathway that was firing in your brain, stopping the negative thought in its tracks. The third step is to verbally replace the old pattern with a new one. The void must be filled. Have a pre-chosen power phrase ready to deploy. As soon as you've made the physical interruption, you state this phrase aloud with power and conviction. It could be your core affirmation, "I am a magnet for wealth and miracles," or it could be a statement of pure defiance. "This old story has no power over me anymore. I am the creator of my reality." The final step is an emotional shift. Immediately after speaking your power phrase, force your mind to find something you are intensely grateful for in that exact moment. It could be your health, a loved one, the sun shining through the window. Focus on it until you can feel the genuine warmth of gratitude in your chest. Gratitude is the highest vibration, and fear and doubt simply cannot coexist in the same energetic space as authentic gratitude. With this four-step process, notice, jolt, replace, and feel you can stop a negative spiral within seconds, shattering the ice of resistance as soon as it appears on your radar. These techniques are your tools, but the fuel for your journey, the immense power that keeps the ship's engine running at full throttle, is your connection to your why. When the resistance feels overwhelming, when the ice seems too thick to break, you must return to the source of your motivation. Take out that piece of paper upon which you wrote your new moon intention. Hold it in your hands. Reread the words. Close your eyes and remember the feeling of hope, of possibility, of power that you felt in that sacred moment of creation. This piece of paper is your compass, the charter for your entire voyage. Then, go even deeper. Ask yourself again, why? Why do I truly want this? The desire for money is never really about the money. It is about the freedom the money will provide. It is about the security it will give your family. It is about the ability to fund the creative project that will be your legacy. It is about the joy of being able to help others without limitation. It is about the profound peace of mind that comes from living without financial stress. Your why is your North Star. It is the warm, glowing light of the new land you are sailing towards. When you are surrounded by the cold, cracking ice of resistance, focusing your entire being on the warmth and beauty of that North Star will give you the strength to push forward, to keep the engines running, and to trust in your journey. Do not fear the resistance. Do not see it as your enemy. See it for what it is, a testament to your own power. You are powerful enough to challenge your oldest programming. You are powerful enough to threaten the foundations of your old reality. The resistance is a worthy adversary, and in facing it, you are tempering the steel of your own resolve. Every doubt you overcome, every fear you face down, every limiting belief you shatter makes you stronger, clearer, and more energetically aligned with the very abundance you seek. You are proving your worthiness not to some external god, but to the deepest part of yourself. You are earning your new reality, and as you power through that final sheet of ice, as you shatter that last great bastion of resistance, you suddenly emerge. The struggle ceases. You find yourself in a vast, calm, open sea, and the world around you is brilliantly, breathtakingly illuminated by the brightest, most magnificent light in the night sky. The time for striving is over. The time for culmination, for revelation, and for celebration is at hand. You have arrived at the majestic, undeniable power of the full moon. You have navigated the frozen seas of your own resistance. Your conviction, like a mighty icebreaker, shattering the old limitations. You have held fast to your vision, even when it was just a fragile sprout reaching for a distant light. Now, you emerge into a different world. The energy of striving, of pushing, of building, begins to subside, replaced by something far more potent. Look up at the night sky. Floating in the velvet darkness is a perfect, luminous pearl, bathing the world in a brilliant, ethereal, silver light. This is the full moon. This is the great illumination, where the new moon was a silent, sacred whisper in the dark. The full moon is a triumphant, cosmic symphony. The air itself feels different, charged with a palpable buzz of energy. This is the peak of the lunar cycle, the culmination of all that has come before. This is the moment of revelation. To truly grasp the power of this phase, imagine your life as a grand play, unfolding on a cosmic stage. During the new moon, you were backstage in the quiet darkness, writing the script, deciding on your character's ultimate goal. This was your sacred intention setting. During the waxing phase, you were in rehearsal, learning your lines, practicing your movements, building your confidence, and overcoming the stage fright of your inner critic. This was your inspired action and your navigation of resistance. Now, the full moon is opening night. The curtain majestically rises, and a single, breathtakingly brilliant spotlight floods the stage. This light is so pure and so powerful that nothing can hide from its beam. This is the light of the full moon, and its purpose is to reveal the truth of your creation with magnificent and sometimes ruthless clarity. Astronomically, this is a moment of powerful alignment and opposition. The Earth is positioned directly between the sun and the moon, meaning the moon's face is completely and totally illuminated by the sun's light. It acts as a giant celestial mirror, reflecting the full power of the sun's energy back down to us. This creates an immense energetic peak, a high tide in the oceans of the world, and, more importantly, in the emotional oceans within each of us. The energy is now fully expressive, expansive, and directed outward, where the new moon's energy pulled us inward into a state of quiet dreaming. The full moon's energy pushes everything outward, encouraging expression, celebration, and release. Everything that was planted and nurtured in the dark now reaches its full bloom. For better or for worse, projects come to a head, secrets are revealed, and the true nature of our intentions and efforts is made undeniably manifest. This brings us to the famous and often misunderstood full moon effect. For centuries, folklore has been filled with tales of strange behavior, heightened emotions, and a sense of collective madness during the full moon. Hospital emergency rooms and police stations often report a spike in activity. This is not simple superstition or mass hysteria. It is a predictable energetic phenomenon. The full moon acts as a cosmic amplifier. Its intense energy magnifies whatever is already present within our subconscious and emotional bodies. If you have been cultivating joy and creativity, you may feel an ecstatic, almost overwhelming surge of inspiration and happiness. But if you have been suppressing anger, sadness, or anxiety, the full moon's light will shine down into those hidden corners of your psyche and bring those buried emotions forcefully to the surface, demanding that they be seen, felt, and acknowledged. This is why it can feel so intense. It's a monthly emotional detox. It is not a punishment, but a gift of profound clarity, forcing us to deal with what we have been avoiding, so that we can ultimately heal it. In our manifestation practice, the great illumination of the full moon reveals two things simultaneously. Like a spotlight on a stage that is so bright, it illuminates both the star performer and the clutter left in the wings. The first revelation is your harvest. The spotlight shines directly on your main character, your manifested desire, and shows you, with perfect clarity, what has come to fruition. The inspired action you took paid off. The check arrived in the mail. The client said yes. The creative idea was praised. An unexpected opportunity landed in your lap. You can now see the tangible results, no matter how big or small, of the seed you planted 2 weeks ago. This is the part of the play where the audience erupts in applause. This is the aspect of the full moon that calls for joyous celebration and deep, heartfelt gratitude. But the second revelation is just as important. The spotlight is so powerful that its light bleeds backstage, into the wings, revealing the things that are out of place. It illuminates the stagehand who missed his cue, the prop that was in the wrong spot, the dusty, forgotten scenery from an old production. In our lives, this translates to the full moon revealing our blocks. It shines a clarifying light on the why behind any perceived gaps between our intention and our result. Perhaps your intention was for a new, high-paying client, and instead, you got a difficult client who is paying you less than you're worth. The full moon illuminates this not as a failure, but as data. It reveals that you still have a lingering belief that you have to struggle to make money, or that you are not worthy of being paid well for your talents. Perhaps your intention was to receive an unexpected $5,000, and you received only $500. The full moon celebrates the 500 with you, while also gently illuminating the fear of responsibility that caused you to unconsciously sabotage a larger opportunity that came your way. The full moon is the universe's monthly progress report. It shows you what you have successfully created, and it gives you a precise diagnostic of the inner blocks that are ready to be released, so your next creation can be even more magnificent. This dual revelation is the genius of the lunar cycle. It doesn't just give us a starting point. It gives us a powerful, built-in feedback and course correction mechanism. It allows us to be both the creator and the editor of our own reality. We are not just blindly throwing intentions out into the void, we are engaging in a dynamic, responsive conversation with the cosmos. We plant, we nurture, and then we pause under the great light of the full moon to take inventory. We assess our harvest, we diagnose our weeds, and we gain the wisdom we need to make the next cycle even more fruitful. The full moon is a sacred moment of truth, a divine accounting. It asks us to look honestly at our reality, to celebrate our power as creator, and to bravely face the shadows within us that are asking to be healed and released into the light. So as we stand here, bathed in the brilliant, revealing glow of the full moon, we are presented with a choice. We have been shown both our triumphs and our remaining challenges. We can fixate on the gap, on what didn't work, on the clutter backstage, and fall into a state of discouragement, or we can choose to align with the wisdom of the stage play. And in any great performance, after a scene is complete, the very first response is not critique. It is not analysis. The very first response is applause. And so, the first and most vital action we must take, under the clarifying light of the full moon, is to celebrate our harvest. No matter the size, it is to acknowledge our progress, honor our efforts, and flood the universe with the most powerful and magnetic vibrational offering of all our sincere and heartfelt gratitude. Under the brilliant, truth-telling light of the full moon, your reality is laid bare. The cosmic spotlight has illuminated the fruits of your intention, the tangible results of your focused co-creation with the universe. Before you lies your harvest. The human mind, however, has a peculiar and self-sabotaging habit. It is a master at finding the single cloud in a vast blue sky. It will scan a field of blooming flowers and fixate on the one tiny weed. When presented with evidence of success, it often defaults to focusing on the gap, on what is not yet there, on the perceived distance between the current harvest and the ultimate dream. But to do this, especially under the potent, amplifying energy of the full moon, is to commit an act of energetic malpractice. The universe operates on a simple and unwavering law: that which you appreciates. That which you focus on expands. Therefore, the first, most crucial, and most powerful action you must take at this peak of the lunar cycle is to initiate the sacred ritual of celebration. It is time for your personal harvest festival. For millennia, our ancestors understood this principle instinctively. When the crops were gathered, they would hold great festivals of harvest. Think of the long tables laden with the bounty of the earth. The entire community gathering to dance, to sing, to feast, to light bonfires under the autumn moon. These festivals were not just a simple party after a lot of hard work. They were a vital, comunal, spiritual practice. It was an act of profound and joyous gratitude to the earth, to the sun, to the divine forces of creation that had provided the abundance that would see them through the cold winter to come. By celebrating what they had with explosive, collective joy, they were embedding a deep consciousness of abundance and trust into their community and into the land itself. They were ensuring the energetic fertility of the soil for the next planting season. This full moon ritual is your personal harvest festival. It is your opportunity to thank the universe with such genuine delight and appreciation that it can't help but want to bring you an even greater harvest next time. The centerpiece of this celebration is the creation of your harvest list. This is the sacred accounting of your abundance. Energy flows where attention goes. And for this ritual, you will become a detective of goodness in your own life, hunting for every single piece of evidence that proves your power as a creator. Take a fresh piece of paper, and at the top, write "My full moon harvest." Now, begin to list every single blessing, manifestation, and positive shift that has occurred since you planted your seed at the new moon. It is vital here that you broaden your definition of a win. The universe speaks in whispers and synchronicities far more often than it speaks in lottery jackpots. Your harvest includes so much more than just money. Look for the synchronicities, that moment when you were thinking of someone and they called. The book that fell off the shelf and opened to the exact page you needed to read. The song that came on the radio with lyrics that felt like a direct message. These are winks from the universe, confirming you are on the right path. List them. Look for the kind words and compliments, the unexpected praise from your boss, the heartfelt thank you from a friend, the kind comment from a stranger online. These are deposits of positive energy. List them. Look for the mindset shifts and feelings the morning you woke up, feeling peaceful for no reason. The moment of clarity you had on a walk. The newfound sense of confidence you felt when taking an inspired action. These inner shifts are the precursors to all outer change. List them. Look for the opportunities, the invitation to a networking event, the sudden idea for a new project, the email that opened a new door of possibility. List them. And yes, look for the money and the gifts, every single dollar that flowed to you. Expected or unexpected. The $10 rebate check. The $50 you found in an old coat pocket. The friend who insisted on buying you lunch. The new client who paid their invoice. No amount is too small to celebrate. Acknowledging a single dollar with heartfelt gratitude creates the energetic space for $1,000 to arrive. Be meticulous. Scour the past 2 weeks of your life for evidence of your success. And write it all down. Now, with your harvest list complete, the ritual of celebration begins. You can use the same altar space you created for the new moon, but perhaps add more candles to honor the brilliant light of the full moon. A white, silver, or gold candle is perfect. Light your candle, sit before it, and take several deep, expansive breaths, feeling the powerful, celebratory energy of the full moon filling your entire being. When you feel centered, take your harvest list. You are going to read it aloud. Read each item on your list slowly, deliberately. After each one, do not rush to the next. Pause it. Close your eyes for a moment and relive that event. Feel the jolt of joy from the synchronicity. Feel the warmth in your chest from the compliment. Feel the excitement of the new opportunity. Generate the authentic emotion of gratitude for each and every item. Let the feeling of being blessed, of being successful, of being supported by the universe wash over you. When you have finished reading your entire list, take a moment to look at it, to see the physical proof of your abundance. Then, make a final, heartfelt declaration of thanks. You can say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, universe, moon, and my own divine power. For this magnificent harvest, my heart is overflowing with gratitude. I am so blessed." And so it is. If you have a glass of water on your altar, hold it in your hands as you read your list and speak your thanks. You are physically charging that water with the high-frequency vibration of gratitude and success. When your ritual is complete, drink the water slowly. Visualize that potent, celebratory energy being absorbed by every single cell in your body, upgrading your physical being to match your new state of abundance. You are literally drinking your success, making it a part of you. The final act of this harvest celebration is perhaps the most powerful of all. The practice of the law of circulation. Abundance is not a stagnant pond to be hoarded. It is a mighty river that must be kept flowing. To ensure that the flow of abundance continues to move to you, you must also allow it to flow from you. The full moon, a time of peak energetic expression, is the perfect moment to consciously participate in this flow by sharing the wealth. This does not have to be a grand, dramatic gesture. It is the intention behind the act that matters. You can leave an unexpectedly generous tip for a service worker who did a great job. You can buy a coffee for the person standing in line behind you. You can donate $5 to a charity whose mission resonates with your heart. You can also share your non-financial wealth. You can share your time by calling a friend who you know is struggling and offering a compassionate ear. You can share your knowledge by writing a positive online review for a small business you love, or by offering a piece of helpful advice to a junior colleague. Each of these acts, performed with a joyful, generous, and open heart, sends an undeniable and powerful message to the universe. I have more than enough. My supply is so vast. My cup is so full that I can give freely without any fear of lack. This act shatters the illusion of scarcity and solidifies your identity as a truly wealthy and abundant being. By performing this sacred ritual of harvest and gratitude, you have done more than just say thank you. You have consciously aligned yourself with the highest frequencies of joy and success. You have acknowledged your power, celebrated your wins, and programmed the universe for an encore performance. Having celebrated your harvest and anchored this victorious vibration deep within your own cells, you are now standing in a place of immense power and clarity. You are filled with the confidence and grace of a successful creator. And it is from this empowered state that you now have the strength and the wisdom to turn your attention to the other items. The brilliant spotlight revealed the clutter in the wings, the blocks in your path, the weeds among your flowers. It is time to use the full moon's potent, purifying energy not just for celebration, but for purification. It is time to wield the sacred fire of release. You are standing in a circle of your own making, bathed in the empowering glow of the full moon and vibrating with the high frequency of gratitude. Your harvest has been acknowledged. Your successes have been celebrated. And your power as a conscious creator has been affirmed. It is from this sovereign stance, this place of fullness and not of lack, that you can now turn to face the shadows. The brilliant, clarifying light of the full moon did not just illuminate your triumphs. It also cast into sharp relief the clutter in the wings, the anchors holding you back, the deep-rooted weeds that are choking the potential of your garden. Now is not the time to ignore them or feel discouraged by them. Now is the time to act, for the full moon, in its magnificent peak of power, offers us not only the energy of culmination, but also the potent, purging energy of release. It is time to step up to the sacred fire. For eons, humanity has revered fire as a primal element of immense power. It is both a creator and a destroyer. It provides warmth and light. It cooks our food. It forges our tools. But it also possesses the profound ability to transmute, to take something from one state and completely transform it into another. Fire turns a solid log into heat, light, and ash. It is this alchemical power of transformation that we will now harness. The limiting beliefs, old fears, and draining habits that hold you back are not just thoughts, they are dense, heavy, energetic structures within your being. They are anchors cast into the seabed of your past. And no matter how hard you row towards your future, they create a constant drag. The full moon provides the peak energetic strength needed to sever those anchor ropes, and the sacred fire is the divine tool we will use to do it. This ritual is a declaration of freedom. It is the conscious decision to burn away the dead wood of your past to create fertile ash for your future growth. The preparation for this ritual is simple, but its intention is profound. You will need a pen, several small pieces of paper, a lighter or matches, and most importantly, a completely fire-safe container. This could be a ceramic cauldron, a sturdy pottery bowl filled with sand or salt, or an outdoor fire pit. Safety is paramount. You are releasing emotional baggage, not setting off the fire alarm. Approach this ritual with the same respect and caution you would give any open flame. Now, we begin the sacred act of identification. This is a moment of radical honesty with yourself. On the slips of paper, you will write down everything that you are now ready and willing to release. Do not censor yourself. No one else will ever see this. The full moon's light has already revealed these truths to you. Your job is now to name them. Take your time. Ask yourself these questions and write down the answers that emerge from your heart. What limiting beliefs about my worthiness and my ability to handle wealth are now ready to be released? Write down the belief that I have to struggle to be successful, the belief that I am not smart enough to manage large sums of money. What specific fears are sabotaging my growth? Write down the fear of being visible and judged, the fear of failure, the fear of success, and the responsibility it brings. What draining habits and patterns am I now ready to let go of? Write down the habit of mindless procrastination, the habit of gossiping or complaining, the habit of comparing my journey to others. What old stories, resentments, or attachments am I clinging to? Write down my attachment to needing my family's approval, the resentment I still hold towards that person who wronged me, the story that I am a victim of my circumstances. Write each separate item on its own piece of paper. As you write, do so not with anger, but with a sense of clarity. You are an archaeologist, carefully identifying the artifacts of an old civilization that you are preparing to leave behind. With your list of releases complete, return to your sacred space. If your celebration altar is still set up, that is a perfect place. Light your candle, representing your own divine light and your conscious choice to perform this act. Hold the small stack of papers in your hand. Feel their weight. Acknowledge the role these beliefs and fears have played in your life. Here, we must perform a crucial act of spiritual maturity. Before you release these things, you must thank them. This may sound counterintuitive, but it is the key to a true and complete release. Every single one of these fears and beliefs, at some point, served a purpose. The fear of being visible may have protected you when you felt vulnerable. The belief that you had to struggle may have motivated you in the past. These were the tools of a previous version of yourself. To release them with anger is to remain entangled with them. To release them with gratitude is to graduate from them. Hold the first piece of paper. Read what you have written aloud. Let's say it is the fear of being visible and judged. After you read it, speak to it with compassion. Thank you for trying to keep me small and safe. I see how you served me in the past, but your service is no longer required. I have outgrown you. I am ready to be seen. By doing this, you reclaim your power. You are not a victim casting out a demon. You are a sovereign being consciously evolving beyond an old set of tools. Now, the moment of transmutation. One by one, take each piece of paper, read it aloud. Thank it for its lesson. Then, holding it safely with tongs or by a corner, bring it to the flame of your candle and drop it into your fire-safe bowl. As it catches fire, as it curls and blackens and turns to ash, say aloud a powerful statement of release. I now release you. I set you free. And I set myself free. You have no power over me. And so it is. Watch it burn completely. As you watch the smoke rise, visualize the dense, heavy energy of that fear or belief dissolving, transforming into pure, neutral light, returning to the cosmos. Feel the corresponding space being created within your own energy field. Feel yourself becoming lighter. Continue this process. one piece of paper at a time, until all have been returned to the fire. Do not rush. This is a deliberate and sacred unburdening. When the last paper has been consumed and the embers have cooled, the ritual is complete. Sit for a moment in the silence. Place your hands on your heart. Feel the new emptiness within you. It is not a void of lack, but a spaciousness of pure potential. You have just performed a profound act of spiritual and energetic hygiene. You have cleared the path for your desires to flow to you without obstruction. The final step is to respectfully handle the remains. The ashes in your bowl are the physical remnants of your old limitations. They are now inert, purified. The most powerful way to dispose of them is to return them to the earth. You can take them outside and let the wind carry them away. Or you can bury them in your garden, where the earth will complete the process of transmutation, turning what was once your limitation into nourishment for new life. As you do so, say a final prayer of completion. From the old comes the new. What was once a block is now fertile ground. My release is complete. You have wielded the primal power of the full moon and the sacred element of fire to courageously reclaim your freedom. This act of release is not a loss. It is an immense gain. You have not destroyed a part of yourself. You have liberated a part of yourself. You have made space. Like the mythical phoenix, you have willingly stepped into the fire, knowing that you would not be consumed, but reborn, and from these sacred ashes, a new, lighter, and more powerful version of you is now ready to rise. But before you take flight, there is one more, deeply personal form of energetic weight that the full moon's light calls us to release the heavy burden of unforgiveness. You have stood before the sacred fire, courageously offering up your limiting beliefs and fears to be transmuted into light. You have cleared the dead wood from your energetic field, making space for new growth. And yet, after this powerful release, you may still feel a certain heaviness, a stubborn anchor that remains lodged deep within your soul. This anchor is often the dense, toxic weight of unforgiveness, for while beliefs and fears are abstract, the wounds inflicted by other people and by ourselves are deeply personal. They create lingering energetic debts that can poison our vibration and silently sabotage our every effort to create an abundant life. The final, and perhaps most profound, act of purification under the brilliant light of the full moon is to clear these debts, not by paying them, but by canceling them completely through the radical grace of forgiveness. Holding on to resentment, anger, or a grievance is one of the most draining things a human being can do. We often believe that our anger is a weapon we are wielding against the person who hurt us. We think that by staying angry, we are somehow punishing them, holding them accountable in the court of our own mind. But this is a devastating illusion. Holding a grudge is like drinking a cup of poison every single day and expecting the other person to die. The only person being harmed is you. This toxic energy does not live in their body, it lives in yours. It constricts your heart. It sours your digestion. It floods your system with stress hormones. And it keeps your vibrational frequency anchored to the low, dense energy of the past trauma. It creates a thick, sticky energetic cord between you and that person or event, allowing your precious life force to be siphoned away, day after day, year after year, to manifest a new, high-vibration reality, while being tethered to a low-vibration past is practically impossible. It is here that we must redefine forgiveness, for our culture has laden it with false meaning. Forgiveness is not about condoning the other person's behavior. It is not about saying what they did was okay. It is not about letting them off the hook. It does not require you to forget what happened. And it certainly does not require you to reconcile with them or allow them back into your life. Forgiveness is a profoundly and beautifully selfish act. It is the moment you decide that your own peace of mind is more important than your grievance. It is the moment you declare, I am no longer willing to sacrifice my health, my happiness, and my abundant future for the sake of holding on to this pain. It is the ultimate act of taking your power back. You are not releasing them from their karma. You are releasing yourself from the burden of carrying it. You are cutting the energetic cord and calling all of your life force back to you, where it belongs. In the ancient wisdom of Hawaii, there exists a beautiful and simple practice for this very process. It is called Ho'oponopono, and it is a path to healing through taking total responsibility for our own inner world. The practice centers around the repetition of 4 simple phrases, directed at the painful memory held within you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. The power here is subtle and deep. I'm sorry is not an admission of fault, but a recognition of your role in co-creating and perpetuating the painful energy within your own consciousness. Please forgive me is a plea to the divine, to your higher self, for help in cleansing this toxic memory from your system. Thank you is an expression of profound gratitude for the lesson hidden within the pain and for the opportunity to finally heal it. And I love you is the ultimate alchemical solvent. It is the act of directing the highest frequency in the universe to the lowest frequency within you, transmuting the pain of the memory into the unconditional love of your own spirit. Under the illuminating and emotionally potent light of the full moon, we can use this wisdom to guide us through a powerful forgiveness ritual. Find your quiet space. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes and allow the silver light of the moon to wash over you, either physically or in your imagination. Take several deep breaths, and with each exhale, let go of any tension in your body. Now, gently call to mind the person or situation you are ready to forgive. Do not force it. Choose someone or something that you have the willingness to release tonight. It could be a family member, an ex-partner, a former boss, or it could even be yourself for a past action you regret. As you hold this person or situation in your mind, visualize an energetic cord extending from your own solar plexus, the area of your stomach, and connecting to them. See this cord clearly. Notice its color, its texture. Is it a thick, black, tar-like rope? Is it a thorny vine? Is it a chain, heavy with rust? This cord is the conduit for all the pain, anger, and resentment that flows between you. Acknowledge the pain this connection has caused you. Allow yourself to feel it for a moment, without judgment. Now, picture that person standing before you in your mind's eye. You are safe. You are in control. From your heart, begin to silently repeat the Ho'oponopono mantra. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. As you repeat the words, let go of the need to understand them logically and simply allow their healing vibration to work upon you. Let the words wash over the memory, over the pain, over the person before you. Continue this for several minutes until you feel a shift, a softening in your heart, a sense of peace or neutrality beginning to emerge. When you feel ready, it is time to cut the cord. In your hand, visualize a magnificent tool of release. It could be a glowing golden sword of light, a pair of shimmering silver scissors, whatever feels powerful to you. Raise this tool, and with a single, decisive, and powerful intention, see yourself severing the cord between you. See it fall away, instantly dissolving into pure, neutral light. And as it dissolves, feel your own energy, which was once being drained away, come flooding back into your body. Feel it as a rush of warmth, of vitality, of power, filling you up from head to toe. Place your hands on your solar plexus and visualize a beautiful, healing, golden light pouring into the space where the cord was attached, sealing the wound and leaving you feeling whole, sovereign, and completely free. Take a deep breath and know that it is done. We must also apply this profound ritual to a very specific area that holds so many of us back from true wealth: our past financial mistakes. So many people carry deep, secret shame about a business that failed, an investment that went south, or a period of time where they racked up immense debt. This shame is a dense, heavy energy that broadcasts a constant signal to the universe. I can't be trusted with money. I am irresponsible. I don't deserve wealth because I will only mess it up again. You cannot create a prosperous future while you are energetically chained to the shame of your financial past. You must forgive yourself. Using the same meditation, call to mind that past version of you who made the mistake. See that person. See their fear, their lack of knowledge, their desperation. Have compassion for them. They did the best they could with the awareness and the tools they had at that time. Thank them for the incredibly valuable lessons they learned for you. Lessons in what not to do. Lessons in resilience. And then, forgive them. Cut the cord of shame and regret that connects you to that past event. Let it go. Declare yourself a clean slate. You are wiser now. You are more capable. You are worthy of a fresh start. By forgiving your past financial self, you declare to the universe that you are now ready, willing, and able to be a wise and responsible steward of great abundance. The sacred work of the full moon is now complete. We have ridden the crest of its immense power, using its energy for both joyous celebration and deep, profound purification. We have celebrated our harvest. We have burned away our blocks. And we have cleared our deepest energetic debts through the liberating grace of forgiveness. We are lighter. We are clearer. We are more whole. But after such an intense period of energetic climax and deep emotional surgery, a time of gentle recovery and quiet integration is not just a luxury. It is a necessity, as the brilliant light of the moon now begins to slowly and gracefully recede. So too must our energy begin to turn inward once more. The time for peak outward expression is complete, and the sacred time for surrender, reflection, and deep rest has begun. The great crescendo has passed. The brilliant, operatic peak of the full moon, with all its intense emotion, celebration, and powerful release, now begins its gentle fade. In the night sky, you will notice that the perfect, luminous orb is no longer perfect. A sliver of darkness has begun to creep across its face. A darkness that will grow each night until the moon once again disappears completely. Our culture, obsessed with growth and light, might interpret this as a time of loss or failure. But in the cyclical wisdom of the universe, this is a moment of profound grace. This is the great cosmic exhale. It is the gentle descent. This is the waning moon. And it invites us into the sacred and necessary art of surrender. Let us return to the wisdom of the gardener. The harvest has been gathered. The feast has been celebrated. The energy of peak production is over. What does the wise gardener do now? Does she immediately rush to till the soil and frantically plant new seeds, demanding another harvest from a tired and depleted field? Of course not. She knows this would be an act of foolishness, an act that disrespects the very earth that provides for her. Instead, she enters into a period of partnership with the land, a time of gentle closure and deep rest. She walks the field, pulling up the old, dead stalks from the plants that have already given their fruit. She completes the work of the season. Then, she nourishes the soil, perhaps turning in rich compost the remnants of past life to be broken down and integrated, providing the nutrients for future growth. And then, most importantly, she lets the field lie fallow. She allows it to rest. This period of inactivity is not laziness. It is a crucial, active, and intelligent part of the cycle. It is in this fallow time that the soil regenerates, that its life force is restored, that it prepares itself to be a fertile bed for the seeds of the coming spring. Your consciousness is that sacred soil, after the intense, expansive, and expressive energy of the waxing and full moon phases. It is tired. It has given its energy to creating, to releasing, to feeling. The waning moon is your sacred fallow time. The energy of the cosmos is now contracting, receding, turning inward once again. But this is not the inward turning of dreaming and planting. Like at the new moon, this is the inward turning of processing, of integrating, of resting, to try and launch a major new project, to force a new beginning during this phase, is to swim directly against a powerful energetic tide. It is to plant a seed in late autumn, demanding that it sprout in the coming frost. Instead, the universe now fully supports the energy of completion. This is the perfect time to finish the tasks you have already started. Clear out your email inbox. Organize the files on your computer. Complete that lingering project at work. It is a time for wrapping things up, for creating a sense of closure, for gently clearing away the dead stalks of the last cycle in preparation for the rest that must follow. It is during this phase that we must learn one of the most advanced and powerful spiritual technologies of all, the art of sacred surrender. Our modern world has confused surrender with giving up, but they are energetic opposites. Giving up is an act of the ego, born from a place of defeat and frustration. It is the heavy, disempowered feeling of saying, "This isn't working. I can't make it happen, so I keep." It is a low vibration act that cuts you off from your desire because your faith has faltered. It feels like failure. Sacred surrender, on the other hand, is an act of the soul, born from a place of profound faith and deep trust in a higher intelligence. Surrender is the calm, peaceful, and empowered state of saying, "I have done my part with all my heart. I have clarified my intention. I have taken the inspired actions that were presented to me. I have celebrated my harvest and released my blocks. And now, I release my anxious, controlling grip on the outcome. I trust the divine timing of the universe. I trust that the right and perfect result is on its way to me now." In the right and perfect way. Surrender is not weakness. It is the ultimate strength. It is acknowledging that you are a co-creator, not a lone wolf. It is handing your carefully crafted order over to the master chef of the universe and trusting that the kitchen is now at work. Think of it like baking a cake. You, the baker, have the crucial job of selecting the right ingredients, measuring them perfectly, mixing them with care, and placing the batter in the oven, which you have preheated to the correct temperature. That is your part. The intention, the action. But once that oven door is closed, your job changes. You must surrender to the process. You must trust that the unseen forces of heat and time will perform their own alchemy on the batter. If you were to give in to anxiety and open the oven door every 2 minutes to poke the cake, to see if it was done yet, you would ruin it. Your lack of trust, your need to control, would be the very thing that prevents the cake from rising. The waning moon phase is when your manifestation is in the cosmic oven. Your only job is to trust the baking process and keep your hands off the oven door. So what does this surrender look like in practice? In your daily life, it means consciously letting go of trying to figure out the how and the when. Every time you feel your mind start to spin, trying to manipulate circumstances, or worrying about the timeline. You can gently say to yourself, "That is not my job. My order has been placed. I trust it is being handled." It means prioritizing your own peace and well-being above all else. This is the time for profound self-care. Take long baths. Go for quiet walks in nature. Without headphones. Read a novel purely for pleasure. Listen to calming, instrumental music. These activities quiet the anxious mind and create a state of peaceful allowing, which is the most magnetic state of all. When you are in a state of surrender, you stop frantically searching for doors, and you allow the universe to simply open one for you. Often from a direction you never would have expected, your frantic need to control was likely the very thing blocking that door from appearing. Surrender is about cultivating the deep inner knowing that it is done. The order has been placed. The check has been mailed. The delivery is on its way. You can relax now. This gentle descent into the quiet and the dark is the universe's profound gift to us. It teaches us the final piece of the manifestation puzzle. We do not have to carry the entire burden of creation ourselves. It teaches us that there is a rhythm to life, a time for action and a time for rest, and that both are equally important and equally productive. It reminds us that our value does not lie in our constant doing, but in our very being. It is in this sacred pause that our spiritual batteries are recharged, our energy is restored, and our soul is nourished. But this sacred fallow period, this gentle descent, is not a time for passive, unconscious idleness. It is a time for active and conscious integration. The wise gardener, as she lets her field rest, does not simply forget about it. She reflects on the season that has passed. She remembers which crops thrived in which part of the field, which plants needed more water, which were resistant to pests. She analyzes the data of her harvest to create an even wiser strategy for the next planting season. In the same way, we are now being called to use this quiet, inward turning time to reflect upon the lunar cycle that is now closing. We must gently sift through our experiences, not with judgment, but with curiosity, to extract the precious gems of wisdom that will empower our next creation. This is the sacred work of reflection and integration, the final preparation before we once again arrive at the fertile darkness of the new moon. You have floated gently down from the energetic peak of the full moon, carried on the soft currents of the waning phase. You have honored this sacred time not as an empty pause, but as a period of profound surrender and regeneration. The wise gardener inside of you has let the field of your consciousness lie fallow, allowing it to restore its vitality. But this quiet time, this sacred descent into the dark, is not meant for idle unconsciousness. It is, in fact, one of the most productive phases of the entire cycle, for it is the time dedicated to active integration. It is the time we turn experience into wisdom. Imagine a master sea captain who has just completed a long and arduous voyage across a vast ocean. His ship is now resting safely in the harbor. The crew is on shore leave, and the energy of active travel is complete. What does this captain do? Does he immediately cast off the ropes and set sail for a new, unknown destination? Never. A wise captain goes to his cabin, unrolls his charts, and opens the ship's log. With quiet focus, he reviews the entire journey. He is not judging himself or reliving the hardships with regret. He is gathering intelligence. He notes where the winds were favorable and the currents were swift, pushing his ship forward with ease. He marks the coordinates of treacherous, hidden reefs he had to skillfully navigate around. He reviews which configuration of sails worked best in a storm, and which was most effective in a gentle breeze. He is extracting the priceless wisdom from his direct experience. This meticulous review is what separates a novice sailor from a master navigator. It is this act of integration that ensures his next voyage will be even more efficient, more graceful, and more successful. You are the captain of your own magnificent vessel. The lunar cycle has been your voyage, and your journal is your captain's log. Now, in the quiet harbor of the waning moon, it is time to open the log and review the journey, not with criticism, but with the curious and discerning eye of a master strategist. This is not the same kind of journaling we did before the new moon, which was a brain dump to clear out chaos. This is a structured, reflective conversation with your own higher self, a sacred debriefing with the universe. Pour yourself a cup of tea, light a candle, and sit with your journal with the intention of discovering the gold hidden within your recent experiences. We will navigate this reflection with a series of powerful questions. For each one, write the question at the top of a fresh page, and then allow the answers to flow without censorship. The first prompt is, what was my greatest success? My most celebrated harvest this cycle? And what specific actions, mindsets, or feelings led directly to it? This is a crucial first step. It forces you to focus on what is working. It is an act of positive reinforcement. Perhaps your greatest success was receiving an unexpected payment. As you reflect, you might realize it arrived the day after you spent the morning in a state of genuine gratitude. The data point is gratitude works. Perhaps your success was a creative breakthrough. You might realize it happened right after you took an inspired action you had been procrastinating on. The data point is trusting your intuition works. By identifying these success formulas, you are creating a personalized playbook for your own abundance. The second prompt takes us into the stormier seas of our journey. Where did I experience the most resistance, the greatest challenge, or the most significant failure? And what was the core lesson this challenge was trying to teach me? This question transforms every obstacle into a wise teacher. Perhaps the resistance came when you tried to force a networking connection that felt heavy. The lesson might be to trust your body's signals more. Perhaps a financial setback occurred. The lesson might be about the need to create a better budgeting system or to heal a belief that you are not capable of managing money. Reframe the struggle. It was not a punishment from the universe. It was a divine course correction. It was a cosmic pop quiz designed to show you exactly where your knowledge is weak, so you can study that area and ace the next test. The third prompt zooms out to the bigger picture. What is the single most important lesson I learned about my relationship with wealth, with the universe, and with my own creative power during this cycle? This is about identifying the overarching theme of the last 28 days. Did you learn that you are far more powerful than you previously believed? Did you learn that abundance often flows from the most unexpected directions when you finally let go of control? Did you learn that your inner state of being is a more potent creative tool than any amount of external hustle? Identifying this core theme helps you to track your own spiritual evolution. You are not just manifesting things. You are evolving into the person who can hold that new reality. Finally, we turn this wisdom into a concrete plan based on everything I now know. What is one key adjustment or commitment I will make for the next lunar cycle? The key word here is one. This is not about overwhelming yourself with a dozen new resolutions. It is about making one strategic, intelligent adjustment based on the data you have just gathered. Your commitment might be, in the next cycle, I will dedicate my daily practice to healing my feelings of unworthiness around receiving, or it might be, in the next cycle, I will take inspired action within 24 hours of receiving the intuitive nudge. Or perhaps, in the next cycle, I will practice the art of surrender more consciously during the waning phase. This single, focused commitment becomes the rudder that will steer your ship even more effectively on its next voyage. As you reflect on the journey, Take some time to become a detective of synchronicity. Flip back through your calendar, your journal entries, your text messages from the past month. Look for the universe's breadcrumbs. Did you keep seeing the same sequence of numbers over and over again? Did a specific animal or symbol keep appearing in your life? Did you overhear a conversation between strangers that contained the perfect answer to a question you had been asking? These are not random coincidences. They are the intricate, playful, and loving way the universe communicates with you, confirming that it is listening, that it is responding, that you are in a constant dialogue. Acknowledging these synchronicities builds your faith in the unseen and deepens your personal relationship with the magic of the cosmos. With all of this rich data gathered, you can now do some preliminary charting for your next journey. The energy is not yet right to set your new intention. We are still in the sacred time of rest, but you can begin to sketch a rough map based on the lessons from this cycle. What energetic territory feels most important to explore next? If you discovered a deep-seated block around self-worth, perhaps the theme for your next cycle will be about building unshakable confidence. If you manifested receiving money beautifully but then felt anxious about spending it, perhaps your next cycle will be about the joyful and wise stewardship of your resources. This is not about deciding on the destination, but about checking the weather patterns and deciding on the general direction you wish to sail. This ensures that when the fertile darkness of the new moon arrives, you are not starting from a place of confusion, but from a place of profound clarity, wisdom, and strategic power. You have now completed the sacred work of the waning moon. You have honored the cosmic exhale. You have surrendered your attachment to the outcome, and you have allowed your spirit to rest, and in that quiet, you have performed the alchemical work of turning your lived experience into priceless, practical wisdom. You have completed the voyage, and you have thoroughly, lovingly, and wisely reviewed the captain's log. The cycle is now truly complete, not just because time has passed, but because you have consciously harvested its every lesson. And as we drift in this quiet, reflective harbor, our personal journey through the phases now gives way to a grander perspective. We have learned to walk this path, but we are not the first to deepen our practice even further. We can now turn our gaze back through the mists of time to explore the echoes of ancient civilizations who knew these secrets not as a novelty, but as a way of life. It is time to uncover the moon-based wealth rituals that built empires and sustained entire cultures. You have now walked a full turn of the moon's great wheel. You have journeyed inward to plant a seed in the sacred dark. You have journeyed outward with inspired action, and you have returned to the quiet wisdom of the waning phase. You have learned the rhythm, the language, and the power of this celestial dance on a deep, personal level. But you must know, you are not the first to walk this path. The practice of aligning one's life and desires with the cycles of the moon is not a modern invention or a new age trend. It is a profound and ancient wisdom, a lost thread of human heritage that we are only now beginning to reweave into the fabric of our lives. For millennia, the great civilizations that built empires, charted the heavens, and communed with the gods knew this secret instinctively. To deepen our own practice, we can now look back and listen to the echoes of their antiquity, discovering how they harnessed the moon's power to manifest wealth, wisdom, and divine connection. Our first journey takes us to the sun-scorched plains of ancient Egypt, a civilization built entirely upon the life-giving cycles of the Nile River. The Egyptians were masters of cycles and saw their entire cosmology reflected in the heavens. For them, the moon was not an inanimate object, but a powerful deity, a living intelligence with a dual nature. One of its primary forms was the great god Thoth, the ibis-headed master of wisdom, magic, and Most importantly, writing. Thoth was the divine scribe, the keeper of sacred knowledge, the one who was said to have written the world itself into existence with his divine words. It was Thoth who measured the passage of time, and it was his magic that allowed the intentions of gods and mortals to become manifest in the physical realm. Egyptian scribes and priests, the intellectual and spiritual elite of their society, understood that the act of writing was not merely for record-keeping. It was an act of creation. Imagine a high priest in the magnificent temple of Karnak. Under the profound darkness of a new moon, he is not simply writing a mundane list of desires for the pharaoh. He is performing a sacred ritual on a fresh sheet of papyrus, with a reed pen dipped in ink made from sacred ingredients. He carefully draws the hieroglyphs, the holy words. Each symbol is a container of power, an energetic command. As he writes, he is invoking the spirit of Thoth, asking the great God to take these written words, these blueprints of desire, and inscribe them into the ledger of reality itself. He might be scripting a prayer for a bountiful harvest, for victory in a coming battle, or for the continued prosperity of the entire kingdom. He does this on the new moon because he understands that this is the most fertile time, the moment when the veil between spirit and matter is at its thinnest, when the creative potential of the void is at its peak. This ancient Egyptian priest understood, thousands of years ago, the very principle we now practice, that to write an intention down with focused will and at a sacred time is the first and most powerful step in transmuting an invisible thought into a tangible reality. Now, let us travel northeast to the Fertile Crescent between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, to the mighty city-states of Mesopotamia and Babylon. Here lived the world's first true astronomer. Staging from their towering ziggurats, they meticulously charted the movements of the stars and the phases of the moon with a mathematical precision that was unparalleled in the ancient world. For the Babylonians, the heavens were a great celestial tablet, and the movements of the planets and the moon were the divine handwriting of the gods, offering omens, guidance, and warnings. Theirs was a deeply practical and commercial form of lunar magic. The phases of the moon were not just a calendar for religious festivals. They were a divine financial report, a cosmic guide to enterprise. A Babylonian merchant planning to launch a new trading caravan to a distant land would first consult with a temple priest astronomer. Together, they would determine the most auspicious time for the journey to begin, almost always during the waxing moon, so that the venture's profits and success would grow in harmony with the moon's increasing light. Major business contracts were signed during this constructive phase. Loans were given out with the belief that the money would return with interest, just as the moon returns to its fullness. Conversely, they would actively avoid initiating new enterprises or making risky investments during the waning moon or during specific inauspicious eclipses, believing these times were for closure and rest, not for beginnings. They understood what modern business has often forgotten, that success is not just about hard work and strategy, but about timing and aligning one's efforts with the prevailing energetic currents of the cosmos. They use the moon as their ultimate partner in risk management and prosperity planning. Let us journey now to the vibrant, spiritual landscape of ancient India, where the moon is deeply woven into the tapestry of devotion and daily life. Here, the celestial bodies are not just omens or magical forces, but living expressions of the divine consciousness. One of the most beautiful rituals of wealth and well-being centers around Sharad Purnima, the harvest full moon in the autumn. This night is considered one of the most powerful of the year, and it is often dedicated to Lakshmi, the beautiful and benevolent goddess of wealth, fortune, and prosperity. On this night, It is believed that the rays of the full moon are imbued with a special divine nectar, a life-giving ambrosia known as amrita. In a ritual of profound and simple beauty, families across the land will prepare kheer, a sweet pudding made of rice and milk, and leave it out on their rooftops or in their courtyards. Exposed to the moonlight for the entire night, they believe that the moonlight infuses the kheer with this divine nectar, charging it with the healing energies of the cosmos and the abundant blessings of the goddess Lakshmi herself. The next morning, this sacred, moon-charged food is shared among the family as a holy offering, a prasad, believed to bestow health, happiness, and great fortune for the year to come. This practice reveals a different, yet equally powerful, dimension of lunar manifestation. It is an act of pure, graceful reception. They are not asking or demanding. They are simply preparing a worthy vessel, the sweet, nourishing kheer, and trusting that the divine abundance of the universe, which is at its peak on the full moon, will naturally flow into it. Across these three mighty civilizations, Egypt, Babylon, and India, separated by vast distances and centuries of time, we can distill a set of timeless, universal principles for our own practice. The first is sacred timing. Every one of these cultures understood that when you perform an action is just as critical as what action you perform. They knew that the new moon was for planting seeds of intention, and the full moon was for harvest, culmination, and release. The second principle is the power of the written word and sacred symbolism. The Egyptians with their hieroglyphs, the Babylonians with their charts, and the Indians with their yantras and mandalas all knew that giving a thought a physical form, whether through writing or symbol, was a crucial step in grounding it into reality. The third principle is ritual as focused intention. Their practices were not empty habits. They were carefully constructed ceremonies involving specific elements, words, and states of mind, all designed to focus the will and emotion of the practitioner into a single, powerful, coherent signal to the universe. And finally, the fourth principle is partnership with the divine. Whether they called it Thoth, the will of the heavens, or Lakshmi, they never believed they were acting alone. They saw themselves as junior partners in a grand cosmic enterprise, doing their part with reverence and trusting that the greater intelligence of the universe would meet them halfway. By understanding these echoes of antiquity, our own practice becomes infinitely richer. We are not just lighting a candle and writing down a wish. We are participating in a sacred tradition that is as old as civilization itself. We are walking in the footsteps of priests, astronomers, and mystics who knew the secrets of the sky and the heart. This timeless wisdom, however, was not just about gods and timings. It was also rooted in a deep, elemental understanding of the world. These ancients knew that the moon, with its powerful dominion over the waters of the earth, worked in concert with the other great elements of creation: earth, fire, and air. To take our practice to an even more tangible and potent level, we can now learn to consciously weave these four sacred elements into our lunar rituals, creating a manifestation practice that is balanced, grounded, and vibrantly alive. The wisdom of the ancients has shown us that our lunar rituals are part of a timeless human tradition, a sacred thread connecting us to the great civilizations of the past. We have walked in the footsteps of Egyptian scribes and Babylonian astronomers, but the wisdom they channeled was rooted in something even more fundamental than gods and calendars. It was rooted in a deep, intuitive understanding of the world itself, of the primary building blocks of reality. They knew that all of creation, from the smallest grain of sand to the most distant star, was a symphony of four sacred energies. The four classical elements: earth, water, air, and fire, To bring our manifestation practice to its highest level of potency, we must move beyond simply following a recipe and become true alchemists, consciously balancing these four elements in our sacred work. Imagine a master alchemist in their laboratory, a place of bubbling potions and arcane charts. Their goal, the great work, is to create a perfect transformation. They know that this requires more than just a single ingredient or a single process. It requires a masterful balancing of the fundamental forces. Too much fire, the element of passion and will, without the grounding influence of earth, would cause their experiment to explode. A brilliant flash of ambition with no lasting form. Too much water, the element of emotion and intuition, without the clarity of air, would lead to a murky, formless delusion. A dream that never solidifies. The alchemist's true genius lies in their ability to act as a divine conductor, skillfully blending these elemental energies in their crucible to produce the desired result. Our ritual space is our laboratory. Our intention is the prima materia, the base substance in the crucible, to successfully transmute our intangible desire into tangible, golden reality. We too must become master alchemists, consciously weaving the powers of earth, water, air, and fire into our lunar practice. Let us begin with the element most deeply and obviously connected to the moon, water. The moon's gravitational pull commands the tides of the great oceans, and its energetic pull commands the emotional and intuitive tides within us. Water is the element of the subconscious mind, of feeling, intuition, purification, and graceful flow. It is the universal solvent and the medium of life itself. To work with the element of water in our rituals is to infuse our intentions into the very current of creation. The most beautiful way to do this is by creating moon water. The practice is simple and profound. During the night of the new moon or the full moon, you place a clear glass jar or bowl of pure water outside, or on a windowsill, where it can absorb the direct light and energy of the moon for several hours. The water you create will have a different energetic charge depending on the phase. New moon water is imbued with the energy of quiet potential, new beginnings, and sacred darkness. It is perfect for anointing a written intention, for drinking as you visualize your new goal, or for cleansing your tools in preparation for planting a new seed. Full moon water, on the other hand, is supercharged with the energy of power, celebration, culmination, and illumination. Drinking this water can feel like taking a shot of pure confidence. Using it to cleanse your body or your space can help release old energies. By creating and using moon water, you are no longer just working with an abstract idea. You are physically consuming and integrating the very essence of the moon's power into your being. Next, we must ground our watery, emotional intentions with the power of earth. Earth is the element of stability, structure, physical form, and tangible prosperity. It is the dense, material plane where our dreams must ultimately land. The moon governs the agricultural cycles, the growth of plants from the soil. And so we use the gifts of the earth to give our intentions a solid foundation. The most potent tools of the earth element are crystals and herbs. Crystals are the bones of the earth, holding a stable, geometric, and powerful vibration for millions of years. For wealth magic, certain crystals are unparalleled allies. Citrine, known as the merchant stone, vibrates with the frequency of success, joy, and generosity, helping you not only attract wealth but to feel good about it. Pyrite, with its resemblance to gold, carries a strong, confident energy that dispels fear and encourages bold, decisive action. And green aventurine is a legendary stone of luck and opportunity. helping to place you in the right place at the right time. During your rituals, you can hold one of these stones in your hand to ground your energy. Place it directly on top of your written intention to anchor its vibration, or carry it with you during the waxing phase as a constant physical reminder of your goal. Similarly, herbs like basil, cinnamon, and mint are strongly associated with prosperity. Simply placing a few fresh leaves or a cinnamon stick on your altar invites the living, growing energy of the plant kingdom to support your work. With our emotions flowing and our intentions grounded, we now turn to the element of air. Air is the realm of the mind, of intellect, of communication, of strategy, and of the unseen currents that carry our thoughts out into the world. It is the breath that animates us and the sound that gives our desires a voice. To work with air is to clarify our thoughts and effectively communicate our intentions to the universal intelligence. One of the most powerful ways to engage the element of air is through conscious breathwork, or pranayama. Before you begin any ritual, by taking just a few minutes to practice a simple technique like box breathing, inhaling for a count of 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4. Holding for 4, you clear the mental static, calm the nervous system, and bring your mind to a state of sharp, singular focus. A clear thought is a powerful thought. Another way to engage air is through sacred smoke. The smoke from incense like frankincense or sandalwood, or from smudging herbs like sage, is a physical manifestation of the element of air, purifying the ritual space and carrying your prayers and intentions upwards on its gentle currents. And, of course, the very act of speaking your intention aloud, as we have practiced, is a form of air magic. You are turning a silent thought into a physical sound wave that travels through the air, vibrating the fabric of reality with your command. Finally, we ignite our entire operation with the divine spark of fire. Fire is the element of will, of passion, of courage, of transformation, and of pure creative power. It is the energy of the sun, and under the full moon, we are bathed in the sun's reflected glory. Fire is what provides the initial spark that sets our manifestation in motion. The most common and beloved tool of fire magic is the candle. The simple act of lighting a candle at the beginning of your ritual is a powerful statement. It signifies the transition from the mundane to the magical. It is the spark of your divine will illuminating the darkness. To make this even more potent, you can align the color of your candle with your intention for wealth and prosperity. A green candle connects to the earthy energy of steady growth, fertility, and money, while a gold candle connects to the solar energy of success, high achievement, and radiant confidence. Furthermore, the full moon release ritual, where you burn the list of your limitations, is the ultimate act of fire alchemy. You are using fire's transmutational power to take a dense, solid limitation and instantly transform it into liberated energy in the form of light and heat. It is a swift, powerful, and definitive act of spiritual will. By consciously incorporating these 4 pillars into your rituals, you create a perfectly balanced and holistic, energetic statement. You are no longer just thinking a thought, you are engaging your entire being and the world around you in your act of creation. Imagine your new moon altar. You have your written intention air. You anoint it with a drop of moon water. You place a citrine crystal upon it, earth, and you read it aloud in the focused glow of your candle fire. You have just spoken to the universe in its own native, elemental language. You have become the master alchemist in your sacred laboratory. And having mastered these universal rhythms and the timeless language of the elements, we can now turn the lens from the vast and cosmic to the unique and personal. For while these great forces affect us all, They are filtered through the exquisite, one-of-a-kind prism of our own soul. The universe has given each of us a personal cosmic blueprint, encoded at the moment of our birth, to take our manifesting to its most precise and personalized level. We must now learn to align our practice not just with the moon in the sky, but with the moon as it dances through our own astrological chart. We have journeyed together through the great cycles of the moon, rediscovering the universal rhythm that governs all creation. We have listened to the echoes of ancient civilizations and learned to wield the power of the four sacred elements. We now possess a magnificent map of the cosmos, one that shows us the energetic weather patterns and the great currents of creative flow. But the universe, in its infinite wisdom, did not just give humanity a general map of the world. At the exact moment of your birth, it slipped a secret, personalized treasure map into your soul. A celestial chart showing precisely where the gold is buried for you. This secret map is your astrological birth chart, and learning to read it is the final key to unlocking your most uniquely personal and powerful manifestation abilities. A natal chart is a snapshot of the heavens, a picture of the exact positions of all the planets and stars at the precise moment and location of your first breath. While your Sunday sign, the one you typically read in horoscopes, represents your core identity and life force. It is your moon sign that holds the key to your inner world. Your natal moon sign governs your emotional operating system. It dictates your subconscious patterns, your deepest needs, your instincts, and what makes you feel truly safe, nurtured, and secure in the world. If your Sunday sign is the character you play on the grand stage of life, your moon sign is your secret inner monologue, the truth of how you feel when the curtain comes down. To know your moon sign is to understand the native language of your own heart. And it is the most vital piece of information for personalizing your manifestation practice. You can easily discover your own moon sign by using a free natal chart calculator online. You will just need your date, time, and city of birth. Your moon sign reveals your innate manifesting style, especially when it comes to something as emotionally charged as wealth. An earth moon, a moon in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn manifests through the physical and practical. You need to see and feel tangible results. If you have a Taurus moon, you feel abundant when surrounded by sensory pleasure, fine fabrics, delicious food, a beautiful and comfortable home. Your wealth rituals should be deeply sensual and grounded. A Virgo moon needs order and service. You feel wealthy when your finances are meticulously organized. Your budget is balanced, and you are using your resources in a helpful, practical way. A detailed plan is your magic. A Capricorn moon is the master strategist. You are a natural builder of empires, and you manifest wealth slowly, deliberately, and with great discipline. Your power lies in long-term goals and unwavering commitment. An air moon, a moon in Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, manifests through the power of the mind, through ideas, and through social connection. If you have a Gemini moon, your wealth comes from your brilliant ideas and your ability to communicate them. Journaling, networking, and launching a media project are potent forms of magic for you. A Libra moon craves harmony, partnership, and beauty. You feel abundant when your life is in a state of graceful balance, and you thrive when manifesting with a partner. Creating a beautiful environment is key to your prosperity. An Aquarius moon is the great innovator, manifesting for the collective good. Your wealth often comes through technology, social movements, and unconventional ideas. You feel rich when your resources can create a better future for everyone. A fire moon, a moon in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, manifests through passion, courage, and inspired action. If you have an Aries moon, you are a born pioneer. Your wealth lies in your courage to start new ventures and blaze new trails. You must be first. You must be bold. A Leo moon has a royal heart and manifests through creativity, generosity, and shining your light. You feel abundant when you are recognized for your unique talents and when you can be magnificently generous to others. A Sagittarius moon manifests through expansion and adventure. Wealth comes to you through travel, higher learning, and taking big, faith-filled risks. You feel rich when your resources give you the freedom to explore the world and your own potential. Finally, a water moon, a moon in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces manifests through the deep, powerful currents of emotion and intuition. If you have a Cancer moon, your feeling of wealth is inextricably linked to your sense of home and family security. Your most powerful intentions will be centered on creating a safe, nurturing, and prosperous home. A Scorpio moon is the ultimate emotional alchemist. You have the power to transmute your deepest wounds and fears into immense power and wealth. For you, shadow work is wealth work. A Pisces moon is the divine dreamer, manifesting through art, spirituality, and boundless compassion. You literally dream your reality into being. And wealth often flows to you when you are in service to a spiritual or creative calling. Understanding your natal moon gives you your personal style. But to supercharge your timing, we must also pay attention to where the moon is now. Each month, the new moon and the full moon occur in a different zodiac sign, lending a specific flavor to the collective energy. A new moon in practical, earthy Taurus is the single best time all year to set tangible, long-term financial goals. A new moon in communicative Gemini is perfect for planting seeds related to a writing project or a new business launch. A full moon in intense, transformative Scorpio is an incredibly potent time to perform a fire ritual to release deep-seated debts and fears. A full moon in celebratory Leo is the perfect time to host a party to honor your creative wins by following a simple lunar calendar that notes the sign of each month's new and full moon. You can tailor your intentions to be in perfect harmony with the prevailing cosmic energy. Now we come to the X on your personal treasure map. The astrological chart is divided into 12 segments called houses, each representing a different area of your life. Your career, your home, your relationships, your health, your spirituality, and so on. The second house, for instance, specifically governs your personal finances, assets, and self-worth. Every month, the new moon and the full moon will occur in a specific sign, but they will also fall into one of the 12 houses of your personal chart, activating that specific area of your life. This is the ultimate layer of personalization. Let's say the new moon is in Taurus. This is already fantastic energy for setting wealth intentions for everyone. But if, in your personal chart, that new moon in Taurus lands in your second house of personal finances, you have just hit the cosmic jackpot. This is the most potent possible time for you to perform a ritual to increase your income. If that same new moon in Taurus falls in your seventh house of partnerships, the universe is signaling that this is a perfect time to set an intention for a prosperous and stable business partnership. If it falls in your 10th house of career, it is the moment to plant a seed for a promotion or a raise. By knowing which house the new moon falls in for you each month, you know exactly which part of your life's garden is most fertile for new beginnings. You are no longer just planting a seed at the right time. You are planting it in the exact right spot in the garden to ensure its most magnificent growth. This knowledge transforms your relationship with the cosmos from a monologue into a dialogue. It elevates your manifestation practice from a generic technique into a bespoke, tailor-made spiritual discipline. weaving together the universal rhythm of the moon's phases, the timeless wisdom of the four elements, and the deeply personal, nuanced insights of your own astrological blueprint. You create a holistic practice of immense power and precision. But as we stand here, armed with this incredible cosmic knowledge, we face one final and formidable challenge. How do we take this beautiful, intricate, mystical system and integrate it into the fast-paced, high-pressure, and often chaotic reality of our modern lives? How does the modern mystic also manage a demanding career, a loving family, a busy schedule, and a digital world that is constantly screaming for our attention? This is the final bridge we must cross, the bridge between the sacred temple and the everyday world. We have journeyed through the great cosmic cycles, unearthed the wisdom of the ancients, balanced the four sacred elements, and charted our own personal star map. You are now in possession of a profound and powerful system for co-creating your reality. And yet, a formidable specter may arise in your mind, the one that whispers the most common and powerful dream killer of all. This is beautiful, but I just don't have the time. We live in a world of relentless demands, of overflowing schedules, and of digital notifications that ping and pull at our attention from dawn until dusk. The idea of setting up an elaborate altar with candles and crystals twice a month can seem like an impossible luxury. And so we arrive at the final, practical challenge. How does the mystic thrive in the modern world? How do we build a bridge between the sacred temple and the Tuesday morning staff meeting? The answer is simpler and more liberating than you can imagine. Let me tell you about a woman, the CEO of a rapidly growing tech company. She is sharp, brilliant, and respected by everyone in her industry as a master of logic and strategy. Her calendar is a complex tapestry of board meetings, investor calls, and product deadlines, scheduled down to the minute. But twice a month, there is a recurring 10-minute appointment in her calendar that her assistant is forbidden from ever moving. It is labeled simply, Cosmic Sync. During those 10 minutes, she closes and locks her office door. She turns her phone face down. She doesn't set up an elaborate altar, but she lights a single, small candle she keeps in her desk drawer. On the new moon, she takes a beautiful fountain pen and writes one single, powerful intention for the coming cycle on a crisp note card. One sentence for her company's growth. One sentence for her personal evolution. She reads it aloud once, feels the truth of it in her heart, and blows out the candle. On the full moon, she performs the same small ritual, but this time she writes down 3 things that manifested successfully, and one belief she is now ready to release. To an outsider, it might look like nothing. To her, it is the most important strategic meeting of the month. She is aligning her personal will and her corporate vision with the energetic flow of the universe. This woman understands the secret of the modern mystic. The power of a ritual is not in its duration or complexity, but in the clarity and consistency of its intention. You do not need an hour to perform powerful magic. A 5-minute ritual, performed with sincere, focused presence, is infinitely more powerful than an hour-long ceremony that you skip because it feels too daunting. The universe does not reward grand gestures. It rewards consistent alignment. The key is to stop seeing your spiritual practice as another cumbersome item on your to-do list, and instead begin weaving small, potent moments of magic into the fabric of your existing day. We can call this practice microdosing magic. Think about your morning coffee or tea as you stand waiting for it to brew. Instead of scrolling through the grim morning news, you can turn this into a ritual as you stir your drink. With each circular motion, you can silently whisper your core intention into the vortex. Abundance, freedom, joy. As you take the first sip, you can feel yourself literally consuming that reality, taking that vibrational essence into every cell of your body. Your morning beverage has just become a potent alchemical potion. Consider your wallet. Place a small, flat crystal like a citrine for success, or a green aventurine for opportunity inside one of its pockets. It becomes a secret. Portable altar. Every time you reach for it during the day, your fingers will brush against the crystal, and for a microsecond, you will be reminded of your true abondant nature. It's a tactile anchor to your prosperous identity. Use the tools of your modern life. Take a dry erase marker and write a single power word wealth or a short affirmation. I am a money magnet on the corner of your bathroom mirror. You will see it when you brush your teeth in the morning and before you go to bed. It is a form of effortless, twice daily hypnosis. Go deeper. Change the password you use most frequently on your computer to a phrase that affirms your reality. Something like abundance flows to me every single time you log in. You are performing a tiny, repetitive ritual. You are typing a magic spell, an energetic command, directly into the digital ether, reprogramming both your own subconscious and the universe around you with every keystroke. We must reframe our relationship with technology. We often see it as the enemy of presence and peace, but it can be one of our most powerful spiritual allies if we use it with intention. Open your digital calendar right now and find the dates for the new and full moons for the rest of the year. Create a recurring, bi-monthly appointment for each one. Title it whatever you like: Cosmic Sync, Sacred Money Meeting, Planting and Pruning. By simply putting it in your calendar, you have declared that it is as important as any other meeting. You have made it official. Use your phone's alarm or reminder app to send you notifications throughout the day that flash your core affirmations on the screen. Let your phone become your personal hype man, reminding you of the truth of who you are. And what of those headphones you wear on your commute or at the gym? They can become a portal to a sacred space. A 10-minute guided meditation for the full moon, listened to on a noisy train, can be just as powerful as sitting in a silent temple. Because the sacred space is not around you. It is within you. The power is in your focused consciousness. The audiobooks you listen to while doing chores are not a distraction. They are the whispers of ancient teachers, seamlessly integrating profound wisdom into the pockets of your day. Technology is not inherently good or evil. It is a neutral amplifier of your intention. Use it as such. Finally, understand that you do not have to do this alone. In fact, the energy is amplified when you share it. Find one or two like-minded friends and create a small, informal moon circle. This doesn't have to be another complicated commitment. It can be as simple as a group text message. On the new moon, each of you shares your single biggest intention for the cycle. You act as sacred witnesses for each other's dreams. On the full moon, you share your biggest win and one thing you are releasing. This simple act creates a powerful, energetic container of accountability, support, and shared celebration. It normalizes the magic, reminding you that you are not alone on this path. When two or more are gathered in a shared intention, the energy is not just doubled or tripled. It is magnified exponentially. The excuse of no time is the final illusion of the ego, the last great barrier designed to keep you in your familiar reality. But we have now dissolved that illusion. We have seen that this practice is not rigid, it is fluid. It is adaptable. It can be a grand ceremony or a 10-second thought. It can be done in a consecrated temple or in a bustling coffee shop. The modern mystic is not one who runs away from the world to find peace. The modern mystic is one who learns to find the sacred in the world, who sanctifies the mundane, who sees the face of the divine in a cup of coffee. A password. a notification on a screen. By weaving these simple, potent practices into the very fabric of your daily life, you have built the final bridge. You have proven that you can walk in both worlds at once, with one foot firmly planted in the practical reality of your modern life, and the other dancing freely in the magnificent, magical rhythm of the cosmos. We have come to the end of a great journey together. We have navigated the sacred wheel of the year, learning to plant our intentions in the fertile dark of the new moon, to act with inspired courage under the growing light of the waxing phase, and to both celebrate and release under the brilliant, clarifying gaze of the full moon. We have explored the wisdom of the ancients, the power of the elements, and the secrets of our own cosmic blueprint. You now possess a complete and powerful system, a set of tools and techniques for manifesting a life of greater abundance. And yet, we must now address the most important question of all. Why? What is the ultimate purpose of this practice? Is it truly just about accumulating more money, more possessions, more success? If we believe that, we will have missed the entire point. We will have mistaken the treasure map for the treasure itself. There is a beautiful story told by the masterful Paulo Coelho in his book, The Alchemist, that serves as a perfect allegory for our journey. It is the story of a young shepherd boy named Santiago, who has a recurring dream about a great treasure hidden at the base of the Egyptian pyramids. Believing this dream to be his destiny, he sells his flock of sheep and embarks on a long and perilous journey across the sea and the desert to claim his fortune. Along the way, his quest for physical gold leads him to unimaginable experiences. He is robbed and must learn resilience. He works for a crystal merchant and learns the principles of business and of listening to his heart. He joins a caravan and learns the language of the desert. He falls in love and learns the nature of the soul. He meets a true alchemist and learns to speak the language of the world, understanding his profound connection to all of creation. At the very end of his journey, after facing death and losing everything, he finally reaches the pyramids, only to discover that the true, physical treasure was buried back in Spain, under the very sycamore tree where he had his first dream. Was his journey, then, a failure? Was it a cruel joke played on him by the universe? No. The journey was the entire point. The quest for the external, physical treasure was the divine catalyst that forced him to undertake the inner, spiritual journey. The real treasure was not the chest of gold coins, but the wisdom he gained, the love he experienced, the character he forged, and the unshakable connection he developed with what he called the soul of the world. The gold was just a lure. The true wealth was the relationship he built with the divine. This is the ultimate secret of the practice you have just learned. We may begin this journey with the goal of manifesting an extra $1,000, a new car, or a successful business. And those things are wonderful and worthy goals. They are our treasure at the pyramids. But they are also the universe's divine lure. They are the catalyst to engage us in a much deeper and more important quest. The quest to move from a transactional relationship with the universe to a relational one. A transactional relationship says, if I perform this ritual correctly, if I follow all the steps, the universe owes me my desire. This approach is rooted in control and often leads to frustration. A relational approach, however, says, I am in a constant, loving, and intelligent dialogue with the cosmos. I will do my part with joy and reverence, and I will trust my divine partner to handle its part with grace and wisdom. This shift in perspective is what allows us to embrace the concept of divine timing. The universe operates from a vantage point of infinite intelligence. While we see only our small corner of the tapestry, sometimes A desire is delayed not because our practice is flawed, but because the timing is divinely perfect. Perhaps we need to develop a new skill or a deeper level of self-worth before we can handle the desire we have asked for. Perhaps a better, grander opportunity is being orchestrated behind the scenes. One that requires more pieces to fall into place. When we trust in divine timing, we release the desperate, anxious need to control the how and the when. We add a silent, faith-filled postscript to all of our intentions. This, or something even better, for the highest good of all. We learn to trust that sometimes a no or a not yet is an act of profound protection and redirection from a universe that loves us more than we can possibly comprehend. This is what leads us to the ultimate definition of wealth: tangible. Financial wealth is wonderful. It is a tool for creating comfort, security, and freedom in the physical world. But it is fleeting. It can come and go. True, unshakable. Soul-level wealth is a state of being that no external circumstance can ever touch. The ultimate wealth is the profound, cellular, knowing that you are eternally and unconditionally supported by the universe. It is the deep inner peace that allows you to walk through life's inevitable challenges with grace and composure, because you trust that everything is unfolding for your ultimate evolution. It is the freedom from the gnawing, low-level anxiety that plagues so much of humanity. It is the liberation that comes from realizing your true source is not your job, not your bank account, not your clients, but the infinite, creative, and loving intelligence of the cosmos itself, a source that can never be depleted. This feeling, this state of divine trust, is the real gold. The rituals are simply the path that leads you to it. The lunar cycle itself becomes our greatest teacher on this path. It constantly reminds us that life is not a linear, relentless climb to be conquered, but a beautiful, rhythmic dance to be savored. The new moon teaches us the power of stillness and the courage to dream in the fertile dark. The waxing moon teaches us the nature of faith and the grace of taking action that feels inspired, not forced. The brilliant full moon teaches us the importance of clarity, the joy of celebrating every small victory, and the profound freedom that comes from releasing what no longer serves us. And the gentle waning moon, perhaps the most underrated and wisest phase of all, teaches us the final, masterful lesson: the liberating power of surrender and the deep peace that is only found in trusting a power greater than our own ego. The cycle teaches us that there is a time to act and a time to rest, and that both are equally sacred, equally productive, and equally essential for a balanced and beautiful life. By embracing this practice, you are doing so much more than learning a technique to get what you want. You are embarking on a journey of remembrance. You are remembering how to live in harmony with the natural rhythms of the earth and the sky. You are remembering how to listen to the whispers of your own intuition. And most importantly, you are remembering your true identity as a beloved and powerful co-creator with the universe. The techniques and rituals, in the end, are just the training wheels. They are designed to hold you and guide you until you develop the unshakable core stability of divine trust. With this profound understanding, the entire practice transforms. It ceases to be a set of tools for getting, and becomes a sacred path for becoming. We have now journeyed from the void to the light and back again. Let us take one final step back, to summarize the great arc of our journey and to receive the final, empowering message that the cosmos wishes for you to carry into the rest of your beautiful, abundant life. We began this journey together in a world of noise and haste. A world that teaches us to look for answers everywhere, but within, we sought solutions in the words of others, in the philosophies of books, and in the relentless pursuit of action, yet often found ourselves feeling disconnected from the very prosperity we craved. And so, We turned our gaze upward, to the sky, and rediscovered a rhythm that is as ancient as time itself. We journeyed into the sacred darkness of the new moon, learning to quiet our minds and plant the seeds of our deepest intentions with clarity and courage. We moved with the growing light of the waxing phase, learning to distinguish the voice of inspired action from the clamor of fear. Under the brilliant, revealing gaze of the full moon, we learned to celebrate our harvest with joyous gratitude and to bravely release the shadows of our own limitations. And in the gentle, waning phase, we learned the profound and final grace of surrender, of trusting the divine timing of a universe that is always working in our favor. Through this cyclical journey, a single, luminous truth emerges. And it is the ultimate message of this entire practice. The moon, in all its mystical grandeur, is not the source of your power. It is a mirror. It is a magnificent celestial clock, a divine planner that offers you the most potent and auspicious timings to perform your sacred work. But the magic, the power, the source of all creation does not reside in the sky. It resides within you. The true wealth we have been seeking is not a number in a bank account, for that can change with the tides of fortune. The ultimate, unshakable abundance is the inner state of peace you cultivate when you know, in every cell of your being, that you are a powerful creator. It is the profound sense of security that comes not from external possessions, but from a deep, trusting relationship with the divine intelligence of the universe. The goal of this practice is not to master the moon. It is to master yourself, using the moon as your faithful guide and companion. You now possess all the knowledge you need. You do not need to wait for any further permission, for any greater sign. The universe has already given you a perfect, recurring invitation, written in silver light across the night sky. With every new moon, you are offered a clean slate, a divine opportunity to begin again, to write a new story, to choose a new reality. The power to manifest a life of profound wealth, both spiritual and material, has been inside of you all along. The journey we have taken has simply been about remembering that truth and giving you the map to access it. So I invite you now to step into your power, step into your sovereignty, step into the beautiful, rhythmic, and magical dance with the cosmos. Look up. Your next beginning awaits.